7 games out.
I love this. I love this for Houston fans. I love this for Mariners fans.
Houston fans.
But here's the thing. You know when something big happens in a game, right? And your superstar makes a play and everyone's going nuts and the superstar is like, calm down. We got more to do. That's kind of the way I feel right now. It's like, I'm going to let everybody go crazy around me.
Sure.
And inside, I'm feeling that. But externally, as the leader, I'm saying, hey, calm down. We got more to do. But when the game is over, I'm texting the homies and I'm talking crap like, we own them. We got them. Let's go get it. But, I have to project something else. So, yes, internally, I'm like, all right, I'm staring at the standings again.
Yeah.
And I'm checking on other games. I'm seeing the scenario across the AL. I'm checking the division. But I'm doing all right, we still got some work to do, but I'm hyped at the same time.
I think that you should be for multiple reasons. Let's talk about the win itself and then what Seattle's doing. George Kirby, with his 4th straight quality start, gives up just 3 hits, no runs through 7. Here he is striking out Mountcastle.
Trying to go 7 scoreless. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed. Got him. 97, crackling over the edge. George Kirby has been brilliant tonight. 7 scoreless against Baltimore on just 3 hits, 7 punch-outs along the way. George Kirby has been phenomenal tonight.
Dan Wilson on Kirby's start.
I felt like he was just, in control all night long. And we've talked about him getting, just deeper and deeper into games, more and more comfortable as he's gone here. And that was outstanding. I think for me, the 7th inning was very impressive, getting towards the end there. But as we've seen with all our guys, leaving it on the field, emptying the tank there in that last inning, really came out strong. And I thought he looked really, really strong there in the 7th.
Yeah, I thought he did too. Looked really, really solid. Bump, I thought it was fitting that yesterday, and for that matter, for the last several days, we've talked with so many people about this team, and the one thing everyone said is, like, if the pitching can really get right, this team can be absolutely unstoppable. And we saw in a game where you really wanted George Kirby to, continue to perform, he absolutely did it.
Yeah, he was on point. He did exactly what he needed to do. And I've heard, Curtis mentioned this in the email. I was listening to the morning show with Brock and Salk, and I think I heard you mention it too. At no point did you feel like they're going to give up this 1-0 lead either. Usually, you're 1-0, you're thinking you need at least 2 or 3 more runs. Granted, I would have loved that, but because of what Kirby was doing on the mound, you felt like, okay, they should be able to handle this one, especially against a team like the Orioles that haven't been great this year. No, that was awesome. We need to see the guys on the mound continue to take steps in the right direction for me, and I think other people to continue to believe in the chances of them going on a run. But no, I like this type of win. I think you mentioned it last week or sometime this week that they've won in so many different ways. And this is the first time this year they won 1-0. I think you put in your email.
4th.
Oh, one run game, I should say. I don't know. You threw out a stat in the email.
Yeah.
And no, this was good. These are the type of games that build some character. Now, if you lose this one, you feel like you let one get away because you know who the Orioles are, you know who you are, you know your lineup. But big ups to Naylor, man. I mean, Naylor, since he's joined the team, they're 11-4. In August, he's OPS in over 1,000. He's hitting well against righties and lefties. No matter who's up there, he's good to go. His numbers are slightly better at home, a non-hitter-friendly ballpark. And big ups to Julio as well. Julio, in July, 293, 341, 610 OPS in 951. Last 7 days, OPS in over 1,000. This is a team that I'm starting to be able to count on, and that's the thing with the Mariners is you've never really been able to count on them. You knew they had potential to beat teams, but counting on them beating teams, at least the teams they're supposed to beat, is a new feeling for me.
And that naturally leads us into a conversation about how they're winning. So that stat that you mentioned is that of the 8 wins that they have on this 8-win streak, 4 are 1-run wins, and 1 is 1-0. So that's you're right. So and the point being, this is not a team that's scraping by. This is not a team where it's like, oh, they've won 8 in a row and you're talking 1-0, 1-0, 2-1. They've had pretty good offensive production and pretty good pitching. It's all kind of coming together. There are a lot of complete wins here, and that was the fewest runs scored for you in that stretch of 8 wins. So that's pretty big. Yeah. And I think that if you are like a fan in Houston, this morning. You're lamenting that your club has given up that 7-game lead, and you're probably looking at Seattle and you're going, oh, well, how fortunate for them. They were able to play the Rays and the White Sox, and that's certainly how they've done it. It's really, really hard to win 8 in a row. Milwaukee's the only other club with a win streak that's longer than that right now at 11. And by the way, it's the second time they've won 11 in a row in nearly 40 days,
Crazy.
which is insane. But the Mariners are the second hottest team in baseball. It doesn't matter who you play. You could have 10 games against the Rockies. You're probably not winning 10 wins in a row or 10 games in a row. That's really, really difficult to do. But also, the Mariners have a better record against opponents over 500 than the Astros do. And like we mentioned with that stat about only one of your one-run games during this stretch being 1-0, this has been good offensive production, good pitching, good complete games.
All you can do is play the guys who are on your schedule.
Yeah.
You don't control the schedule. And like you mentioned, it's just so hard to beat a team 3 times in a row, let alone 4 times in a row, let alone put together 8 wins in a row. It's just tough on any level, in any sport it is. So you can nitpick if you want to, and if you want to, you go ahead and do your thing because everyone goes through this process differently. Me, understanding and playing at a high level at one point, it's just tough to win ball games. And football, it's tough to win ball games. And baseball, it's even harder and even harder to win 8 games in a row. So I don't care who they're playing. They could play the Angels, the A's, the Rockies, and the White Sox. And if they win all of them, I'm still going to applaud them as if they beat teams that are playoff potential type squads. So, yes, I'll take it, and I'll take a 1-0 win against the Orioles as well.
Absolutely. Curtis, as part of that email, mentioned, hey, was this game the most indicative one to you that kind of tells the difference between last year's team and this year's team? Curtis, you felt like it was this game for you.
Yeah.
If you had to choose.
Yeah, as Bub pointed out, it didn't ever feel like it was going to get away from the Mariners, whereas last year when they were in these really tight contests and it was like, I don't know, are they going to pull it off? And then obviously they fell short a lot last year in these really tight games. But I don't know. There's just something about this 2025 team, and especially in the midst of this 8-game win streak where nothing has ever felt out of their control. They have really felt like they are the one kind of dictating how these games go. And last night, you get the great start from George Kirby, and then the bullpen shuts it down. Munoz gets a little shaky there, dealing with the dizziness and just the hot temperatures in Baltimore. But even with that, it still felt like this Mariners team was going to pull it out last night, even with such a slim margin for error.
For Curtis, the biggest difference between last year's squad and this one is maybe just a belief that they can get it done in close games. What to you is the biggest difference between last year's squad? You can think of a game or not, but what feels like the biggest difference?
I said it. You feel like you can count on them.
Yeah.
You can count on them to come up with the necessary play offensively or a hit offensively. Defensively, they've been pretty solid. You can count on them or the guys on the mound to keep you in the game and make things competitive. It's I'm starting to trust them. It's like
that's what it
my
is.
15-year-old son. He's getting more responsibility now because he's shown that I can trust him.
Yeah.
My 11-year-old, not so much. I got to watch every move you make and hold your hand and show you how to do some things around the house. But no, that's the way I see them. You're building trust because there's been a lot of years where you've broken my trust and you've broken my heart, and I've built up my walls emotionally. I'm slowly taking bricks down when it comes to that emotional wall.
So yes, a belief. I'm going to do a slight twist on it for what feels most different to me. Statistically, you can see that there are lots of differences. Strikeouts are down. Your offensive production is up. The pitching is down a little bit, but you're still getting strikeouts, blah, 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 blah. You can see that there are statistical differences that are good and positive. If I'm also going on vibes, which I am for this answer, it's almost this feeling of luck. I think that not only in my own life do I sometimes just feel like I'm so unlucky, which is a bad way to look at it. We should all be grateful. But as a Mariners fan, I think that there's this feeling that the Mariners get cursed sometimes. That, of course this would happen. Like, for instance, if there are 2 games that kind of tell opposite parts of the story, they are both within 2 series of each other. One is that game started by Brian Wu against the New York Yankees. You have a no-hitter going into the 8th. You give up a hit. You end up losing that game. And you became the first team since, Curtis, what was it, the 60s or 70s to have that kind of loss?
Yeah,
and there was a feeling coming out of that game, not only coming out of the series where we were all upset, but coming out of the game where I thought, God, no one stumbles into weird luck like this team. Mm-hmm. It's unreal. It's absolutely unreal. You'll see them set records that you've never seen before in the weirdest way. The following series against the Tigers was the opposite kind of feeling in that Cal's season, for instance, has felt like a storybook season. He, on that game on Friday against the Tigers, has the first home run and then later hits a grand slam. And during the AB for the grand slam, you're thinking like, there's no way. It's just not, there's no way it's going to happen. It would be really cool. It would be such an awesome thing, but it's just not going to happen. He hits the grand slam. It ends up being his 2 homers for the series, like his best game of the series. Obviously goes into the All-Star break, gets the home run derby, advances past Rooker by like a half an inch, ends up winning the whole thing. There's this feeling of destiny is too dramatic a word, but like, wow, fortune. What are the odds? What a storybook thing. That's how I feel about the Mariners at times this year, and I've never felt that way before.
You got to have a little bit of luck and magic on your runs, especially if you're a team that isn't the elite of the elite when it comes to talent.
Yeah.
Luck has to be on your side at times, and you got to have a magical season. How many times have we heard commentators, it's been a magical season for Cal or a team or whoever throughout history. Whenever there's a voice over a game, I can guarantee you every single year there's a team that puts together a magical season. That magical season doesn't necessarily mean they end up going all the way and winning the championship, but you recognize that they might have overachieved a bit. What does overachieving look like for these guys now? I think the minimum is winning the division. Overachieving would be like you're getting into the World Series. For me, that'd be an overachievement. So now we just got to wait and ride this thing out. But like I said, I'll open the show. Yes, you are tied in the division. What are you, 3rd in the AL right now or something like that?
I think so.
Still got work to do.
3rd.
So I'm hyped. I'm excited. 8 games in a row. I appreciate all the efforts these guys are putting in. Naylor, thank you. You have been the hottest player on this team since you joined the team. But I'm still doing all right, let's keep it rolling. Got a game today, a game tomorrow that I hope isn't rain delayed, so I don't have to go to work. I can go golf. Okay? Let's take it one step at a time.
Is it because you're letting yourself kind of buy into it that you're like, well, wait a minute, Bump, wait. Don't get too far ahead of yourself.
You know how I am, man. I'm like, I'm not the first person to get in the water. I'm not the first person to try a new drink. I'm going to watch you do it first.
That's what I think is happening.
All right, let me see you do it first.
I think that you're going like, so, Stacy, what's the water like out there? What are you seeing out there? And then people are kind of passing you, walking in. Where are you guys going? Are you going swimming right now? Are you going in there?
How's the water?
Yeah.
Is it cold? Is it warm?
You're slowly taking the towel off, but you're kind of like, are you sure? Are you you're not lying to me, right? You're not messing with me?
I'm standing at the water looking at it with a drink in my hand, thinking, all right, maybe I'll get in this thing. If it gets a little hotter, I might get in.
I mean, it's going to quite literally get cooler this week, but I don't know how this team could be hotter. It's been a really, really exciting stretch of play.
You sweep this series?
Are you putting
my feet in. I'm putting my feet in. Put my feet in.
You're wading in. We'll see what ends up happening. I mean, that would be an unreal stretch of play. I don't know if they're going to sweep this series, but I think they can absolutely get a series win. One last thing I want to say before we keep it moving to headline rewrites. You mentioned earlier when talking about the AL West race, you cannot take your foot off the gas. I think that's especially true when you look at who Houston has closing out the month of August.
What they got?
They're going to have a series against the Rockies and the Angels and the Orioles. Not in that order, in reverse order, but they're going to have a comparatively easier schedule than you will. Right now, you're getting, I don't want to say a break, but you are getting an easier run than them. And then that's going to kind of flip for August, where the Mariners are going to really need to stay consistent in order to get through August hanging on to this lead, because they aren't going to have the same exact schedule and same exact opportunity against the Rockies.
You know what's funny is we always say this, analysts, hosts, or whatnot, oh, keep your foot on the gas.
Yeah.
Like they're sitting there being like, nah, ease up, man. Speed limit.
Just coast.
Nah, just chill. Cruise control. Heck no.
We're trying to watch mileage. We're trying to see how high we can get to the gallon here. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, read all about it.
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news with Bump and Stacy.
Headline number 1, Ken Walker returned to Seahawks practice on Tuesday as he continues to nurse an ankle injury that sidelined him multiple times during camp. What's the real headline?
Curtis, you want to take this one?
Real headline, The hope is that he becomes Ken Runner at some point.
We thought it was really funny. It was
That's a bar.
That's
a bar.
That's a good one.
That is a bar.
I want to say two things about Ken Walker. One, I am very excited to see what Ken Walker looks like in this offense. I can also very much understand his availability has been a question. Two, Ken Walker's availability is, he plays 11 games a season, not 4. Like, I'm seeing way too many people start making like the whole Mr. Glass kind of comparison, and I think it's so premature, a little bit rude and uninformed. It's okay to be frustrated by the lack of availability and also recognize that he's still solid, and you just kind of want more.
You do want more. I mean, he has a 1,000-yard season, a 9 and an 8 where he missed some ball games. When he's in there, you see it and you feel it. Availability is your best ability. We've heard that 1,000 times, and that's why the Seahawks always have a stable with some runners back there. Zach Charbonnet is going to get more burn. We'll see who wins the third running back competition between Holani and Martinez. He's just got to get lucky. We talked about the Mariners having a magical season and being lucky. Magical season for Ken Walker would be him playing 15 to 16 games.
Man, that would be absolutely unreal. I was actually surprised when I went and looked at his stats today. I was fully expecting, surely there's a season where he has 7 starts, 9, right? Like, it felt like last year he just kept running into issues, but nope.
11 and 2 15s, I believe.
Yep.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 2, the Bills and running back James Cook agreed to a 4-year, $48 million extension, ending the Pro Bowlers hold in. What's the real headline?
Oh, so that's why Ken Walker's back at practice.
Contract
here.
Oh,
it's all coming together.
That'll boy. Good for you, James Cook. He showed up for a little bit, then held in, got his money, $48 million, 30 guaranteed. That's 12 per year. The cap hit is only $5 million because of the signing bonus or the guaranteed money helps out there. Good for him, man. He's important to what these guys want to do. They want to run the football first. I know you look at Josh Allen, and he's a quarterback, so you think him throwing the ball, throwing the rock. But him and James Cook in the backfield is only second to Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry in the backfield as far as production and scoring touchdowns. So, yes, they needed to get this done. And if there was any way to handle it, I think both sides did a great job. Cook showed up and showed that investment, even practiced a little bit. But then he set out and said, all right, let me wait. And the Bills didn't take forever, Jerry, to sign one of their guys and said, let's make this thing right because we have work to do. You got to build that chemistry, got to be out there. Glad he got his money.
Headline rewrites.
Headline 3, the Portland Trailblazers are reportedly being sold by Paul Allen's estate to a group led by Carolina Hurricanes owner Tom Dundon for $4 billion, and Dundon intends to keep the team in Portland. What's the real headline?
I think we know why Dame's back.
Gotta bump up that price.
Yeah, I think we're bumping up that price tag, just throwing in you know what? Yeah, we'll throw in that too. Yeah, they could take him. The team, it's a buy one, get one, comes with Dame. That's pretty cool.
We have a Dame dollar.
Yeah.
You've heard of
Dame
him?
dollar discount.
Dame dollar discount. It all works out. No one thought the Trailblazers were going to go anywhere, right? I mean, they are Portland. So good for them getting this deal done. Good for Dame coming back. He's going to end his career where he started, and he should. Unfortunately, he's not going to win a championship in his career unless he's late 30s, early 40s, is bouncing around trying to chase one, or maybe he coaches, but it's not going to happen. But I appreciate Dame for his loyalty, and I just want to be comfortable. His kids are from Portland. They were born there. So it's a family move. Financially, he's going to be good, too, and I'm glad this thing got done. One less thing for the NBA to use to stall when it comes to bringing teams to Seattle and Las Vegas.
A couple more minutes before we get to one of our Seahawks topics for the day. Klint Kubiak talking about Sam Darnold, talking about the run game. Before we get to that, let's head back to the text line. Earlier, to begin the show, not only were we talking about how cool that win was, how cool it is to be back in first place, but what makes this year's Mariners team feel different than last year's. You can join this conversation, 866-979-3776. The 206 says, I just trust that someone's going to step up.
Yeah, because the lineup is too deep. I mean, you look at it, and even the guys that aren't being paid the big bucks are really relied upon. They step up at times, too. When you trust that someone's going to step up, that just means that we are deep.
Yeah.
And I always think of USC when I say we are deep, because we went to the Coliseum. And USC used to do everything to try to intimidate you, right? They would let the opposing teams go out first, and their locker room is right there. So everyone will come out, boom, and stare at you as you're going out, and all they do is chanting, "We too deep." And I'm looking at them, I go, yeah, there's 10 first-round picks over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are too deep. So I'm starting to hum that in my head with the Mariners right now. We too deep. deep. Let's get
I
it.
think, too, like, I get to the pieces that you need to really cement yourself as like, oh, this could be like a real contender, a true contender, are already on your roster. I know I've said it over and over, but I feel so much better about thinking, you can really, really believe in this team if if Logan starts pitching through 6. Like, that would be really great. Logan isn't hurt. He's not on the IL. It's not someone you need to go acquire. He's already on your club. Last year, we were talking hypotheticals like, I don't know. I mean, I guess if suddenly, 5 through 9 start looking great. Like, it was all hypotheticals. It was stuff where it's way too late to turn things around. That ship has sailed offensively. That's just who you are as an offense. You can't add. You're not going to change it. It's what you're working with. The best thing you can hope for is Julio goes God mode. This year's not that.
I disagree with JT. He says, difference, Scott's service is gone. It's deeper than Scott, my man. It's Naylor. It's Gino. It's Cole Young emerging.
Yeah.
It's Canzone going back down to the minors and fixing some things and coming back and playing some good ball. It's Julio heating up in July and August. It's deeper than Scott's service.
It's not the same roster. You've got like 2 brand new pieces you acquired at the deadline offensively, but you've also got a healthier Jorge Polanco. You've got Cole Young, like you said, pieces that you didn't have last year. I don't agree with that. Now, do I think that there are documented examples of like the hitting staff working with Cal and opening, getting his swing to like, we're going to have you like change the angle a little bit and hit high, like all these things. And it's like, yeah, that obviously made a difference. The difference for him this year is like his approach at the plate, his swing, like everything like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, sure. But Scott's service did not keep this team out of the playoffs last year. And him being gone is by no means like the secret sauce.
I don't know. Here's the thing. Here's what we don't know. How Service would handle this team, manage it personality-wise. We don't know that. And we don't know what Dan is doing in the clubhouse. But I would feel that Scott would have a better chance at making a playoff run if he had this roster. Handling the personalities, I couldn't tell you how Dan is. Dan is definitely more of a player type of coach. And Service is more of a, disciplinarian. Let's fall in line. Both styles can work in any league.
Exactly. I think that 2 things are true. One, Service last year was a more developed, well-rounded, or I should say not well-rounded. He was a more developed, had been there, done that, experienced manager than Wilson. That's just a fact. Yeah. You can like Dan Wilson, fine. Everyone likes Dan Wilson, but like Service was significantly more experienced. But also, at the same time, while it wasn't Service's fault that they were where they were, sometimes you do have to make a change. So yeah, I felt like I didn't like that people were scapegoating Service, thinking like, oh, get rid of him and that's going to solve your problem. And it's like, no, you need to add talent. You need to be more aggressive in free agency and at the deadline. Like, you need to be more aggressive as a front office. That's your problem. And players not performing. Kind of everyone struggling. That's your problem. Getting rid of the manager solves part of it.
There's a piece there.
There's a piece there.
Yeah.
And you need, and look, it's worked out. But
managers don't win championships.
No.
The players do.
Yeah. I could keep talking about this for ages, but we got to go to the Seahawks here. Will we see Sam Darnold against the Chiefs on Friday? Seahawks offensive coordinator Klint Kubiak next.
Wyman and Bob, afternoons 2 to 7.
Josh Naylor's hit the ground running. The defense has been something I did not even think about.
If it's possible, I would be knocking on the door, calling the phone, sending the emails with his agent. And I think if they are able to go on a deep run in the postseason, that could go a long way into selling Seattle to him if it needs to be sold.
Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton, afternoons 2 to 7 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
You've heard the saying, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Since 1926, my family's been helping local businesses make great first, second, and long-term impressions. We know how to make your company look good with quality uniforms, logoed apparel, floor mats, linens, and more. If you're paying for linen service or doing it yourself, let's have the conversation. The information and quote are free, but the savings and service can really add up. Visit suplinen.com. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do.
Ooh, ma.
What was that?
That is business phone bliss with the Ooma cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very...
Calm? I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business calm at ooma.com/radio.
Americans may not agree on much, but we agree on Social Security. We all pay in. It ought to be there when we need it. Social Security could face a funding gap in less than a decade, and I don't want to see a pay cut. I'm with AARP in the fight to protect the Social Security we earned.
Pledge to protect Social Security at aarp.org/weearnedit. That's aarp.org/weearnedit. Paid for by AARP.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
With Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, you can easily find the right home insurance for you, even if it's not with Progressive. But if you don't choose us, then sure, okay, it's not going to work out. We're not going to cry about it or stay awake wondering what our future together would have looked like. We can't get emotionally invested, even if it sounds like we are. Progressive's Home Quote Explorer allows you to easily compare home insurance rates and coverages in one place, even if it's not with us. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy. I love you. I shouldn't have said that.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
The home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Cal swinging a drive, deep to right field.
Every pitch of every Mariners game is on the Seattle Sports app.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
Dave Wyman joined by Dr. Daniel Landis from Swedish CyberKnife. Dr. Landis, when treating prostate cancer, what can patients expect during CyberKnife treatment?
So the CyberKnife treatment's an outpatient procedure. Essentially, it's a 5-day treatment, about 30 minutes per day. You walk in, you walk out, you essentially don't feel anything at all during treatment. Many patients still work full-time while they're having treatment.
That's incredible. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife. Swedish.org/CyberKnife prostate.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health. It's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Okay, we're getting back to the Mariners at 11, so if you are clamoring for updates about a team tied for first place now in the AL West, you don't have to wait long. Less than 30 minutes, Yahoo Sports' Jordan Shusterman is going to join us. If you guys have questions for Jordan, you can also send those in, 866-979-3776. Get Off My Lawn coming up in 15 right now. The latest from Klint Kubiak on this offense, talking Sam Darnold, talking about the run game. So here we go. We'll talk about what Kubiak has seen from Darnold.
Sam has done a phenomenal job, and we're adjusting to him. We want to play off his strengths. He's played a lot of football in the NFL. He's been accurate throughout camp, been a great leader. And as a coaching staff, we want to do what he does best.
We're going to adjust to his strengths. We're going to do what he does best, says Kubiak. Bump, what is that?
One, that's a good coach speaking right there. We're going to adjust to what he does best. That's like asking someone who runs a 4.7 and be an outside receiver and run by people. Just not going to happen. That's not what he does. So what does Sam do best? Intermediate, over the middle, shallow, deep crosses, comebacks. That's what he does. He has the capability of getting back there and throwing the ball deep, 50, 60 yards down the field for sure, but it all has to be set up. He's that boxer that is just looking to get a decision. He's not looking to knock you out. He's not looking to wow you with his precision and his power. Look, well, he's going to wow you with his precision, not his power. He's the boxer that wants to get into the later rounds and wear you down and score enough points to where the judges have his hand raised at the end of this deal. So that's what he does. He's a manager with the ability to have an explosive play here and there.
Let's just run through a couple of these. Kubiak asked what dictates when they use play action.
I think it's how good you are on base downs. If you get in front of the chains, then you're able to do that stuff more. So it's situationally dictated, but whether we're running it, play action, we got to do what our players do best. There's going to be a lot of different ways we're going to have to win a football game, whether it's run it 40 times or throw it 50 times, and we have to be prepared to do both.
That's like a lot of words, easy answer kind of answer. When we're running the ball well and and when things are moving.
When the O-line is getting the push, we're going to run that thing.
Then, we're going to do that.
When linebackers are biting up and there's no push, we're going to throw that thing.
Let's talk about how you develop chemistry.
Yeah, they put a lot of time together. They've grown with the accumulated reps. I've seen progress there, and that's stuff that doesn't stop. They just got to keep the timing of the pass game is just about practicing it every day and staying on the details, and they've been good with that so far. We can get better.
Obviously, Sam Darnold and his top pass catchers are getting a lot of work with the ones in camp. They are getting plenty of reps in outside of preseason games. Do preseason games matter, make a difference when it comes to building that chemistry?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Whenever you're out there and you're executing patterns and concepts and all that, you're learning the body language of your receivers, right? It's up. Honestly, like receivers, we have to do our part, right? Attack the right leverage, get our depth, right angle coming out and all that stuff. But you can have 5 receivers run the same route and it's going to look slightly different. When I train my receivers, like receivers that I've been training for 3 or 4 years, I know their body language. I know when they get to the top of the route, boom, I'm going to throw it and get it out on time. When I get a new receiver, I'm learning his body. And this is me as a receiver coach throwing drills to a guy. I'm learning his body language. There's going to be a couple throws where it just don't line up. And I got to say, my bad. I'm learning you. I'm learning you. And then once I learn you, man, I can do that thing with my eyes closed. I know your timing and all that. So, yes, you can look at the preseason and try to devalue it and say, well, they're playing against a corner that's not going to play. So what? It's more about what you're doing rather than what the ops are doing.
All right, let's talk about, let's see, I've got one more in the quarterback, and then we'll go run game. Kubiak asked about the building blocks to a great offense.
Well, the building block is your quarterback, and you're having a leader at quarterback, a guy that can run the show, and we have one of those. We got some really good young guys, or Drew's not a young guy, but Drew's done a phenomenal job too. So it all starts with him, and I think we're happy to have Sam. I just want to keep getting him better.
I like how to the point Clint is. Hey, what are the building blocks of a good offense? Well, a quarterback.
Straight up. You don't have a quarterback
You're not wrong.
that can run your system, you are out of luck. If you don't have a quarterback that you can't even adjust your system to, you are out of luck. That's why there are only, about 10 quarterbacks a year that you can guarantee are going to be there. Like, these guys are staples in this franchise for the next 3 to 5 years. Everyone else, you might have a guy that's number one on your depth chart, but you're constantly looking for someone else to replace him because you feel like he's not good enough to get you over the hump. So, yes, it starts with the quarterback for sure.
Let's talk about what makes a good rushing team.
Well, it starts up front. You know, you got to have 5 guys that are on the same page, and you can't do that without, you know, offensive line leaders as a coaching group getting them going. So I think between Rick Dennison and John Benton and Justin Alton and Q, like, we have some really good coaches that are preparing these guys for practice, getting them on the same page so that we can give them the tools to go play confidently and fast. So couldn't say enough about the coaching staff.
Bump, I actually found this to be one of the more insightful answers he has because it kind of tells you a lot without, I mean, it's a 23-second clip that tells you a lot about their own belief in the coaching staff being a big difference for that offensive line.
You got to be able to teach. There are a lot of situations where, well, let me back up. When you get to the NFL, there are some things coaches expect you to know already. There are some things that they don't have the patience for because this is not summer camp, 9th grade football. Here's your introduction. Here's how you put on your pads. Here's how you line up. There are just some things that they expect you to do. Now, that was clearly at a lower level. They know you put pads on the lineup. But there are some things they expect you to know. When I was in the league, I got coached up a bit, but most of it was get to your spot. All right, and now I might give you a nugget or two of how to get to your spot quicker, but I lean more on the players and observing what's going on around you. With the offensive line, man, you have to be teachers because you need, my coach used to say, I need 5 pennies. I need a nickel, not 5 pennies. You need everyone moving together, and you build that chemistry. And if everyone understands the philosophy and the timing of stuff, that's how you get guys to play at a high level. There's this center for, I want to say, the Chargers right now. I think his last name is Williams. He's 5'11", not very big, undersized.
Petites.
And he is he's a big boy. He's a center.
The petites are getting it done.
He is moving people. And I'm watching this film, and the reason why he's moving people is because he understands timing, he understands leverage, he understands his hands, he understands the scheme. So, yes, he's not your prototypical center. He's got to have some physical about him, but he's being coached up at a high level, or he's been coached up at a high level too. It's all about development. Just because you're a pro doesn't mean you're a pro's pro. Pro's pro, Devontae Adams. You know, you don't have to coach him up at all. Look, here's the playbook. Get you your spot. Pro's pro, Cooper Kupp. I'm obviously leaning on receivers. That's where most of my analysis goes to. But, it's big that Kubiak recognizes that the coaching has to be on point. And it seems like, from what I've experienced out there watching and observing, that they take it seriously too.
Speaking of taking coaching seriously and the coaching being on point, Clint asked about Mike Macdonald.
Yeah, I think the thing that stands out thus far is the expectations are very clear and the practices are extremely physical. You know, we come out here for 2+ hours and our guys are going hard, and you don't hear any complaining about how hard practice is, because that's the expectation. And the guys know that going into practice, and they embrace it, and that comes from the head coach.
I will say there aren't, so far from my perception, massive differences between Carroll and Macdonald. Just the ones that you would fully expect with Carroll. You kind of know who Carroll is. Like, he's very jovial. He's a little more laid back. And, yeah, Mike Macdonald less so. I think seeing that translate to the practice field is very interesting.
Yeah, it is. It's anything that translates, there are steps. The steps that need to be taken. Whether we're talking relationship, whether we're talking philosophy, there are steps that need to be taken, right? Like Mike Macdonald, say, for relationships, has been developing these things since day one. And that is how he greets people when they show up to the facility, how he talks to them in the meeting room, how he interacts in passing in the hallway, how he is on the football field, and then being consistent with those interactions. Same thing when it comes to developing the football players. It's all about consistency. Yeah. And he, with his second year, this being his second year, he has more opportunity to be consistent.
We got a lot of Mariners questions for Yahoo Sports' Jordan Shusterman, who joins us in 20 minutes. Before then, it's time for Get Off My Lawn.
It's the Mariners' push to the playoffs, and it's only on Seattle Sports.
Swung on. That's crushed. Left field. It's on its way. It's into the bullpen. Number 44 for Cal Raleigh.
Up next, Game 2 against the O's in Baltimore.
Pregame at 2:30. First pitch at 3:35.
Strike 3 and the ball game is over.
On Seattle Sports, on 710 and the Seattle Sports app, the home of the Mariners.
Dave Wyman here, and since I stopped playing football, we've been fortunate to live in the same house for over 20 years. That type of longevity is a good thing, except 20 years in the same house means a lot of things start to break. Most recently, it's our windows. Virtually every seal has broken, and that's why I reached out to Harley Exteriors. Chris and Ray came out to the house, and I could instantly tell we'd get along great, and I'd want to do business with them. They're local, they're huge fans of our teams, and big listeners to the station. Better yet, they have the best product. Olympic Series windows offered exclusively through Harley Exteriors are manufactured right here in Washington and designed for our Pacific Northwest homes and climate. That means cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter. Look up Harley Exteriors for your window replacement. In August, Harley Exteriors is offering 50% off basic installation, no payments for 1 year, and an additional $200 off your project. Call 833-HARLEY or go to harleyexteriors.com.
We at Three Tree Roofing understand that your home is your castle. That's why our certified technicians use state-of-the-art installation methods to deliver the highest warranties available. Check out our hundreds of online reviews and schedule a free estimate to see for yourself. Three Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
Your new beginning starts now. D.R. Horton has new construction homes available throughout the greater Seattle area. With spacious floor plans, flexible living spaces, and home technology packages, you can enjoy more cozy moments and sweet memories in your beautiful new home. With new home communities opening throughout the Seattle area, D.R. Horton has the ideal home for you. Visit drhorton.com to learn more. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
If you want that summer body you've always dreamed of, then this message is for you, ladies, and you men too. Get rid of extra stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin around the waistline, chin, and under the upper arms with ProSculpt, the new one-day instant permanent fat removal and skin tightening treatment. Maybe you've tried the lasers, fat freezing methods, even those new pills, but without the desired results. ProSculpt is different. It's minimally invasive, performed while fully awake, gentle, yet powerful. Designed to target the waistline, chin, neck, arms, and thighs, ProSculpt uses FDA-cleared plasma technology to deliver immediate, permanent fat-reducing and skin-tightening results, all in just one visit. If you want that summer body this summer, then you must act now. Go to ProSculpt.com today to schedule your free consultation. Get $250 off. For instant, permanent fat reduction and skin tightening, visit ProSculpt.com.
Napa Auto Parts reminds parents 460,000 children are reported missing in our country every year. Please plan with your kids a safe, visible route to and from activities with at least one friend. Coach your kids to stay alert and be aware of their surroundings, and caution your children to never accept gifts or rides from strangers. Best wishes to all our kids from the entire team at Napa Auto Parts, featuring top quality parts at affordable prices. Visit them at napaonline.com.
The home of the Mariners.
Left off to center. It is on its way. Julio, two-run home run.
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
After years of football and the injuries that go with it, my first thought was always go get surgery. Hey, it's Dave Wyman, but after a consultation with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine, my eyes were open to an alternative to surgery, and I'm talking about stem cell therapy. Well, and my buddy and co-host Bob Stelton, also in pain, and decided to go see Dr. Wagner.
I had a hip issue from 14 years of jiu-jitsu.
How's the pain now?
Everything I did before, I can do just as well. Hitting the heavy bag, sparring, rolling, all of that is back in play. This whole thing has been such a pleasant surprise because I really was of the mindset, I'm going to have to go under the knife. I'm going to have to get surgery. And this really saved me from that. I could not be happier with the results.
Whether it's a hip like Bob had, a shoulder, a knee, a wrist, an ankle, before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine.
Do it. You will not regret it.
Hey, get the facts, hear from all the patients I've talked to, and schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Are you trying to buy a new home, or are you a local real estate agent seeking financing for a client? We're all tired of dealing with banks, credit unions, and endless guidelines. Wouldn't it be nice to go back in time when we had common sense lending? Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital based in Bellevue. We are one of the largest local private portfolio lenders in Washington. We've helped thousands of home buyers and real estate investors reach their financial goals by leveraging the Legacy Common Sense borrowing platform. What that means is we lend our own money, we make our own decisions. If your deal makes sense, we'll get it done. Whether you're purchasing a new piece of real estate or refinancing an existing loan, bridge loans, construction, or regular home loan, it doesn't have to be as difficult as banks and lenders make it. If you're trying to grow wealth through real estate acquisition, come talk to the experts in private lending.
Call 425-635-4700 or LegacyG.com. Legacy Group Capital, your common sense lender. LegacyG.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, Jordan Shusterman joining us in less than 15 minutes. Before we get to it, Bump's got 3 things grinding his gears, and he's got to complain about it. It's 10:45. It's Wednesday. It's time for Get Off My Lawn. Bump, what you got?
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Let's get it. Happy Wednesday to everyone. And this first one, I have to put a disclaimer out there for this first one. This is before I realized my man was hurt and wasn't going to play this week. Okay, but it still has some relevance going on. I'm going to the most popular quarterback in the game right now. Who is that?
Mahomes?
Shedeur Sanders.
Oh, of course.
All right. Shedeur Sanders.
My mistake.
The most popular
the best
quarterback
in the game. Shedeur Sanders.
Jerseys are selling off the racks. My man has done some great things. You know, their ticket sales or ticket prices went from like $20 to like $80.
That's
when
crazy.
He was going to start that game that first week. But listen, he's not playing this week because of an oblique injury, but there's still something to be true. He had a game last week. Everyone's talking about Shedeur, and he was still number 4 on the depth chart. Number 4 on the depth chart. Now, listen, Joe Flacco, number 1, I get it. OG veteran, won a Super Bowl. He should be number 1 on the depth chart. You know, Gabriel, even him, I get it. You drafted him before Shedeur Sanders. You had him evaluated higher than Shedeur Sanders. Your crew thought he was better. All right, either that or there's some bias there. Who knows? I'm going to give you benefit of the doubt and say that he was better. But Two Gloves Kenny Pickett is higher than Shedeur on the dang depth chart. What are we doing? He had a practice where he didn't attempt one pass.
I didn't need to.
Okay? One pass. You know what? That reminds me this is when I knew I was going to be on practice squad. When I went through a whole practice and wasn't on one pass play. Everything was a run play. I'm like, practice squad it is for me. As long as I keep getting reps, so I'm going to take it. Two Gloves, Kenny Pickett is in front of Shedeur Sanders. And he's questionable. He's still injured. And he's still in front of him. He's played 30 games in his league.
Yeah,
15 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Went one practice without throwing a dang ball. Yet he's in front of Shedeur Sanders after he came back from one of the best performances last week at the quarterback spot that we've seen. I'm not asking him to be 2. I'm not asking him to be 1. But why is my man still at the bottom of the depth chart when Two Gloves, Kenny Pickett,
poor Kenny,
has went a whole practice without throwing a pass? Like, what are we doing?
I mean,
give this man something. I know you don't like the way he talks. You don't like the way he holds himself. You don't like the wrist action when he scores a touchdown, throws a touchdown pass. Okay, but this is a performance-based deal. Kenny's hurt. Come on, give him the 3rd spot. Can we do that, please? The 3rd spot. I'm being real. Not even 2. The 3rd spot.
Two Gloves, Kenny. Leave Kenny alone.
Two Gloves.
What's next?
I'm a man. I'm 40.
4th on the depth chart. Two Gloves, Kenny over there. All right, next up. So typically I am with the player movement. I'm all about players.
Mm-hmm.
Get your money, go get it. I support you. They should have me be an NFLPA president. If they need representation, I got you, okay? I know it's hectic over there because I will fight for the player. But in this instance right here, I'm thinking, man, I don't know. Cam Hayward wants a new contract. He wants a new one. He balled out last year, right? He had what? 8 sacks. You look at the D tackle position. They have him listed as a DN and some D tackle. He's really a D tackle. He's in the middle. He's moving things. All right. When it comes to the D tackle position, only 2 other D tackles have more sacks than him. That's Dexter Lawrence. He had 9, and that's Zach Sealer. He had 10 with the Miami Dolphins. Dexter Lawrence signed a 4-year contract. He's getting $21 million a year. You got Zach signed a 3-year contract. He's getting $22 million a year. Both of these men are in their late 20s. Usually, I'm thinking, well, you gotta pay them for what they've done. But Cam went out there last year, signed a 2-year contract. And he told them, he says, look, but when I go ball out, I want a new contract. Where he messed up, I just would have signed a 1-year deal and be like, look, let me prove it for a year because I'm going to want some more money. But at 36 years old, they signed you to a 2-year contract. They're going to make you play out that 2-year contract. He's getting $14 million per year. That's a bit low for what his production is. He's thinking, I need to be around $19, $20, $21 million. Your performance says that. But once you hit 36, unless you are a quarterback or maybe even a kicker, kickers can get as much as they can out of that whole deal. Obviously, there's a cap. I don't know about this one, Cam. I think you kind of played yourself. And I understand why you signed the 2-year, because you want some financial security. He was coming off an injury. What if it doesn't work out? I got some guaranteed money. I understand that your production says you need to be up there, but we're not talking about 29, 30, 31, 32. We're talking 36. He might be 80s, baby. Nah, maybe he's like 91 or 90.
36?
He might be 89.
He's definitely not. He might be 89 or
He might be 89. So I'm just saying, I'm usually with the players when it comes to this type of stuff. But with this one, I'm kind of looking sideways and saying, dang, Cam. Now, I think the Steelers are still going to try to get something done. I think they are. I think they're going to try to get something done because the Steelers are one of the few organizations that do it the right way most of the time. But at 36 years old, you're asking for a new contract. You just signed one last year. This is the first time in a while where I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, yeah, I don't know about this one, Cam.
Can confirm 89. We need him in the league, Bump.
We need him in the league.
We need him in the league.
For as long as possible.
Literally I sign him through 40.
He's the last. He's one of the last ones left.
He's one of the last ones. We cannot let him go. So do what you need to do.
Now in quarterback, last one. Quarterbacks play forever.
Yeah. What's next?
Last one.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
I've had gripes with this community before, and maybe they don't like me. It's the guys who ride bikes. All right. This community, you guys do a lot of things that are, you know what, and I can see myself eventually being one of those guys on the bikes with the little suits on, aerodynamic, just getting my workout in the morning. Okay,
zipping.
They think they're cars. They really do. And according to the law, you must treat them as if they are cars. All right, especially on East Lake Boulevard right now. If you travel down East Lake, they're doing a bunch of construction. Things are tight. I get why they're in the street. Okay, but you're swooping in front of people. But there's one thing that they do that irks the heck out of me. If you want to be treated as a vehicle, you must behave as a vehicle. Too many times I'm stopped at the red light, and they stop, there's no cars, and they run the red light. Ticket them. Ticket the bikers who are running the red light. I might even snitch on y'all because that is malarkey. I got to sit there and wait for all this traffic to pass. You sit there, you want to be a car, you're sitting right in front of me, you just dip out in front of me, I get a ticket, and I've seen cops just look at them and turn the other cheek. If I did that thing, you lighten me up, I'm pulled off to the side, I'm late for an interview, and I got to text you guys and say, you know what, they got me. I'm going to miss the interview today. So it's malarkey. You bikers out there, you want to be treated as cars, behave as a vehicle.
Not just threaten to call the cops on bikers who go through red lights.
Going through the red light.
Calling Seattle Police Department.
Snitching.
I have a report. I need a report right now. I didn't get a license on him. He's wearing a yellow bike suit.
Yellow bike suit. You got a red helmet, shades on. Looks to be about 50 to 55 years of age.
Talking Mariners with Yahoo Sports' Jordan Shusterman next.
Wyman and Bob, afternoons 2 to 7.
Josh Naylor's hit the ground running. The defense has been something I did not even think about.
If it's possible, I would be knocking on the door, calling the phone, sending the emails with his agent. And I think if they are able to go on a deep run in the postseason, that could go a long way into selling Seattle to him if it needs to be sold.
Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton, afternoons 2 to 7 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Summer is the time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your abs or tan. Guys, I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your very own hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. They are the team that addressed my hair loss, and I recommend them to everyone. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. Advanced Hair's summer sales event is on for a limited time. So get the details and schedule your free consultation today. 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and make the call now while their summer savings event is still on. That's 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Everyone wants to get the best deal they can when they buy a car. What about when you want to sell your car, though? Of course, you want to get the most money possible, but how can you get the most you can without trying to sell it yourself? Stacy Rost here, and that's where my friends at Wayscar Ford in Auburn step in. Not only will they buy your car today, but that's just the beginning. Once they resell your old car, they send you another check for 50% of the profit of the sale of your old car. They've already given back over $800,000 to their customers. You can go to the website to see pictures of giant checks for yourself. It's such a great offer, and I know exactly what you're wondering right now. How are they able to do it? It's not a consignment because you get paid for your car right away. Wayscar Ford pays you right up front. They buy your car for fair market value. No more insurance, no more maintenance, no more storage, no more headaches. Then they pay you half the profit when they resell your car. It's just that simple. Get the most money possible for your old car at Wayscar Ford Isuzu in Auburn and let them do the work. WayscarFord.com. That's WayscarFord.com.
Top Fitness Stores, the Puget Sound's premier fitness equipment store, is having a summer sale. Right now, they're offering the Inspire FT2 functional trainer at $2,000 off. Check out Precore's new 500 series treadmills and ellipticals. They're also offering the Inspire T5 fold-up treadmill at $500 off. Do you have an empty room in your house? Give Top Fitness your room dimensions, and they'll do a complete fitness room design. Top Fitness also has the flooring to complete the fitness space you dream of. As always, get the best advice and service from the team of experts at Top Fitness with professional delivery and assembly. It's no secret that everyone from personal trainers to professional athletes loves Top Fitness. From simple items like weights and accessories to complete home gym packages. Check out the summer event now. Top Fitness has locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or visit topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Recovery doesn't have to be boring, and this event proved it. Last weekend, the 5th annual Recovery Fun Fest celebrated sobriety at the Seward Park Amphitheater. A big thank you from Freedom Hall in Greenwood to everyone who showed up. For those who didn't, your punishment is a huge case of FOMO. All the way from noon till 10, people of all ages enjoyed nonstop fun and events. There was a free picnic with carnival-style food, and people got a chance to be a kid again by joining drop-in kickball, softball, dodgeball, and volleyball games. One lucky person drove away from the event in a new-to-them EV car won by a raffle. Recovery Fun Fest had 12-step meetings along with national speakers. A lip-sync battle preceded the car giveaway, and people of all ages, kids to grandparents, waited in anticipation of hearing their raffle number called. The 5th annual Recovery Fun Fest, brought to you by Freedom Hall in Greenwood, will happen again next year. To find out where and when, go to recoveryfunfest.com.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners shut out the Orioles last night with a 1-0 win. George Kirby allowed just 3 hits through 7 in his 4th straight quality start. Seattle's offense tallied just 5 hits. That's okay. It's all they needed thanks to an RBI single from Josh Naylor. Game 2 today.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. All right, we're going to get connected with Jordan Shusterman of Yahoo Sports. We were wondering how many, in our last segment before we get to the Mariners, Seahawks starters we'd actually see in week 2. Now, this is completely unrelated to the Seahawks, but Courtney Cronin said that for the Bears, all of their starters are going to play against Buffalo in the 2nd preseason game, including Caleb Williams. I'm wondering if that means we're going to see not only Seattle starters, but more than just one drive.
I don't know. Last year, they didn't play till the 3rd game. So I don't know what how, at least offensively, I don't know how Mike McDonald's going to handle this, but if we go off of what he did last year, I'm not expecting them in week 2.
Yeah.
But you never know. Things change.
All right, to the Mariners. Yahoo Sports' Jordan Shusterman joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Jordan, how's it going?
Hey guys, doing pretty well. This baseball team seems to kind of know what they're doing right now.
Pretty fun. They're a pretty fun team. I don't know that anyone outside of the Brewers are having a better time right now than the Mariners. So again, getting back into, tied for first place, 8-game win streak. We were talking about kind of what the story of this stretch of play, and I would say like of the Tiger series heading into now has been for the Mariners. What kind of team do you see? Like, how are they winning? Is it impressive to you? Are they scraping by? Like, what's sticking with you from this stretch of, let's say, about a month?
Yeah, I think it's funny timing. We just kind of talked about it on the podcast we recorded this morning, but the win that they are coming off of yesterday in Baltimore, that is the kind of win that I think a lot of Mariners fans have grown a lot more accustomed to seeing in recent years.
A classic.
But not as much in the past month or two, where you've just seen the offense kind of overwhelming the opposition in a lot of cases. So that was kind of almost like a refreshing reminder of what is possible for a game like that. And I think that's really, whatever. It's obviously you're going to look good during any 8-game winning streak, but in this case, to win in so many different ways, to win some close games, to kind of blow out some teams, it's a lot is obviously going quite well there.
What do you think? It's obviously it's a team sport. No one person is responsible for the success of the team, but who do you think has the bigger piece of the pie when it comes to, okay, without this guy, or about maybe give a couple guys in, without these couple of guys, this team probably isn't tied up with the Astros right now?
Yeah, if we just focus on the last few weeks, it's a little bit of a different list than we talk about, the whole season. Obviously, Josh Naylor has made a massive impact. But man, we're really starting to see Julio get going. I think seeing JP kind of start to find it again has been certainly encouraging as well. But yeah, obviously you look at just even this win streak. I know Cal's certainly hit some huge home runs, but I know he's also hitting like 125. So, and obviously Gino, that's been part of the funny part of this stretch is how little he's obviously contributed. But at the same time, yeah, it's just a reminder of the depth of that lineup and getting back to the mound. George Kirby, like now this is starting to look like George Kirby. It took a while. I think you could understand that it was going to take a while for him to really dial it in, but this is now we're starting to feel like, oh yeah, like that's the version that's looked like at times the best pitcher on the Mariners.
I think it's like kind of expected for Cal, where it's like, yeah, we never expect the average to be super high. He had been kind of a 3 true outcome player. 3 home runs in 3 games is still pretty solid. But you're right, it still technically is like falling into this not so great August that he's been having and kind of a second part of July. That being said, for both Cal and for Gino, do you expect that to swing back towards some more positive momentum for them?
Yeah, I think so. I think what's most troubling about Cal recently has been the strikeouts have definitely ballooned to an even higher level than even they were when he was going well. So what that's a product of, I don't know. But obviously he's still come up with a couple massive swings along the way that can, I think, totally legitimately cover up for some of the other struggles, especially when you consider how much production he's already given them this season. It's hard to get too greedy when he cools off. And again, the pressure's just not as on him as much, which is kind of the irony of it. You would think that this stretch with all these other hitters going would have less pressure on him, but either way, I'm sure he still feels the weight of the expectations in the first half and all the fame that he's kind of gained over the last month or so with the Home Run Derby and everything. So I expect him to kind of get back to at least getting on base more consistently, especially when he starts facing some more lefties. And then Gino, I said this at the time, like this is a guy that's always going to run hot and cold. We're talking about a small sample. He's always going to strike out. So Gino, I think, is also probably going to kind of find his way back into it.
What's the profile of this team now? I've heard people describe this team as the bats are hotter than the arms right now. We come into the season, you want to be a contact type of team. No, you're hitting bombs now. What's the profile of this team, and how much credit does ownership and management get for kind of morphing the way that we look at them?
Yeah, I mean, you give credit to the front office for pushing in some chips at the deadline. Although this is so funny, it's like, yeah, they're all in. It's like, nah, they still have a billion top 100 prospects. Like, all in would have been, beating the Twins offer for Duran, or beating, going out and trading for multiple closers and another hitter. And like, there's all different levels of it. Now, that's not to take credit away from the moves that they did make. And again, if we focus on Josh Naylor, right? I mean, to jump the market and get him a week before the deadline, for him to contribute like that, that's the move they really deserve credit for, as much as getting Geno, let alone being able to do it without parting with any of your top prospects. So obviously those moves are good. I think Ferguson will help. But yeah, I mean, I think you've got to credit the players and the talent that have kind of come together and really are forming a about as complete of a team, complete of a roster as we've really seen during this era of Mariners baseball.
Building off of your point about Duran, how do you avoid a bullpen costing you games? Like, if you're the Mariners, if you're looking at the Mariners right now, you're easily going, hey, my big question for them is pitching, primarily whether not going to add more arms is going to cost them. How can you avoid that? What would be that secret sauce approach?
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, like, the solution to the bullpen, and listen, credit to Matt Brash. Obviously, Munoz incredible in the first half. He's looked a little shakier lately. And listen, Spire is good, and Vargas and Bizzardo, like, you can't just totally discount what they've been able to give this team. That said, I think the answer to the bullpen not being a concern is just the starting pitching becoming back to like super duper elite. And I mean that because then you just have fewer spots where you're taxing guys. This is both true in the regular season and in the postseason, where you're just shortening the games and you're making sure. I know you talk about shortening the games if you have a super bullpen. Oh, you'll need your starter to go 5. No, if you're starting to get 6 and 7 from your starters, it's just fewer outs to worry about. You're keeping your relievers more fresh, and that includes even that second level of guys who we've seen have success, but then also when they're overexposed, struggle a little bit. So I don't really like. There's not really anyone in AAA where it's like that guy's like the secret weapon. So that's the thing that I'm worried about. So I still think that is the major concern at this stage based on the roster construction. But I think the starting pitching getting back to what it was last year, which right now is kind of trending in that direction, that would ease the burden a lot.
We opened our show, and obviously we're excited about where the Mariners are as it stands right now. And I told Stacy and the listeners that I'm excited, but I'm giving the old like, all right, let's calm down though. Like there's still some things we have to do. It's a hard balance, to be honest, Jordan. Like it's tough because I like what this team is doing, but I still look at teams like the Astros and I think to myself, they could get hot. I mean, they got Baltimore twice. You got to sprinkle in Detroit in there. Then you got the Rockies after that, and the A's. Do you see a world where the Astros start to perform at a higher level? I mean, are they getting healthy? What's going on over there in Houston?
Yeah, I mean, neither of these teams have the toughest schedules the rest of the way. I think Houston does have one of the easiest slates left, but the Mariners are not that far behind if you're just going pure, strength of schedule, winning percentage of their opponents. That said, I think that you're like, it's not even a matter of skepticism, right? I think that the reason why people are extra excited is not just the fact that they're tied. It's that like the Mariners look like one of the best teams in baseball. They are playing like it. They look like it. The roster looks like it. This isn't just a situation where you're looking at the standings and it looks favorable and you see this opportunity. They look like a team that should win the division, that could win the division. To your point, that doesn't eliminate Houston from the equation. They are still having injury issues. Add Josh Hader to the list. Now, sure, they're starting to get a little bit healthier in some respects. Getting Christian Javier back will help. Astros are absolutely still capable of winning this division, but I think that's where the Mariners' optimism and excitement comes from, justifiably so, is that the standings reflect the way that they're playing, which is they look like a really, really good team. So if they continue to do that, I think the opportunity to win the division should be there.
We're going to get an up-close and personal look at the Phillies, one of the hottest teams, another really, really good team right now. The Brewers obviously on an 11-game streak, so 2 National League teams that are just absolutely cooking. The Mariners, as one of the hottest teams, obviously in the American League. Who else from the American League are you looking at? Because for a while we were talking about Boston, Toronto for a minute there. Who right now are you looking at going, watch out for these guys because they're also cooking?
Yeah, I mean, I think Toronto still falls into that bucket. I think Boston, as underwhelming as their trade deadline was, I think still has the pieces. You catch them on the right day. That is not a team you necessarily want to mess with. And listen, as embarrassing as the Yankees have been over the last 6 weeks, that's also a team where it's like, well, hold on a second. Yeah, there's still a lot of talent on this team, and they do have Aaron Judge, and they do have some really good pitchers. And so they clearly have some issues they need to sort out. And listen, I got the Cleveland Guardians in my backyard. They're not going away. I mean, that's a roster and a team, because of what they've gone through this season, is doesn't appear as threatening. But they're not necessarily anybody to mess with. I know Seattle's next trip is coming to Cleveland, so I'm going to see them a bunch. I'm going to see the Mariners in Williamsport. I'm going to see them, of course, in Cleveland here at the end of the month, and we'll see how they're looking when I see them up close.
How important is a guy like Solano in this situation, right? Because when he got signed, they were pushing just leadership, contact guy. He got sprinkled in a couple of nights ago, comes up with a hit. But I always think about like the old guys on the team that can whisper the right things to a team and get them going. What role does he play in this whole thing? Because they obviously still think he holds some value.
Yeah, it's a good question. I think that this role, which is a bench bat, which is someone that you can pinch hit, someone that you can, plug in there on more favorable matchups, that's what he should be at this point in his career, right? This is not someone that you should be rolling out there every day, and that's why they went out and got Josh Naylor. So I think this role fits him a lot more. How much he's going to be able to help on the field versus off the field, we'll see. There's also some pretty big questions about this roster moving forward with guys like Victor Robles and Luke Raley coming back from injury. Obviously, the rosters will expand in September by a couple spots, but that's probably only going to be one hitter, and seems like those guys are going to be ready before then. So how that impacts Solano, Mastrobuoni, Dylan Moore, we'll see. But I think for Solano in particular, yeah, I think the role he's in right now is just way better suited for it.
Stepping back from kind of current events with the team and looking more at like a big topic, that being Cal Raleigh, his relationship with the catchers, pitch calling, trust. You had a great feature. It's older, but it was a great feature on Yahoo Sports detailing kind of Cal's growth as a catcher, his relationship with them. It's one that I read a while ago. It was a fantastic read, but I've been thinking a lot about this year when it comes to just watching games a little bit differently, the little moments, whether it's Cal like punching his glove, trying to, get someone, jacked up and like get some of that confidence in there. What did you find yourself learning, if anything, about the relationship between a catcher and his pitchers from that column?
Yeah, I mean, this was a story I did almost exactly a year ago, I want to say. It was a feature about Cal and Logan Gilbert. So it was really kind of about both of them because they were really the stars of last season. But yeah, I mean, I think it really comes across when you see the mound visits with someone like Logan Evans, right? Or even an Emerson Hancock, and understanding that is where you want to feel comfortable with Cal. Where you are going to feel comfortable, you are going to feel better, you are going to feel more confident when Cal Raleigh's coming out there and kind of navigating through. Now, in some cases, obviously he has a great relationship with all these pitchers, but each of them he has to manage differently, both literally in terms of like how he's catching the game calling, all that stuff, but then also from the interpersonal standpoint. George Kirby definitely needs to hear different things than Logan Gilbert, than Brian Wu, than Luis Castillo, et cetera, et cetera. But this is also just part of all the value of Cal Raleigh that is why the team invested in him, and is why even if he wasn't, on pace to win MVP or almost win MVP, he would mean so much to this team. And when you have a catcher like that, the impact he has on both sides of the ball, it's incredible.
Do you expect them to eventually move on from Harry Ford with the greatness that Cal possesses, or do you see a scenario where, he is the backup and he does get his moments throughout the season?
I'm really glad you brought him up, because I've been thinking about Harry Ford a lot since the deadline, and how we all just assumed he was gone. And I'm sure they did discuss him in trades. I think it is totally reasonable, because he's a very valuable trade chip, a near big league ready, someone that you can imagine people viewing as a first catcher for the future. That said, it's not unreasonable to look ahead to next year and think that they could start to work Harry Ford in as the backup, as someone who gets some DH at bats, as someone who can get Cal Raleigh off his feet. I mean, you look over in Atlanta and see the way that Drake Baldwin has really broken in this season. That's with an established guy in Sean Murphy. There is a way to do a two-catcher system. Now, Cal Raleigh is at a different level at this point. We understand that he is the guy, and that is why Harry Ford remains, even going into the offseason, a very valuable trade chip. But it wouldn't shock me if he goes in next year and wins that backup job out of camp and does become a part of this roster in some form.
He is Yahoo Sports' Jordan Shusterman, kind enough to join us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Thanks, Jordan. Have a good one.
Thanks, Jordan.
Little League Classic recap next week, folks.
Hey, let's go.
Keep an eye out.
Let's go.
Thank you. All right, let's get to 4 down territory.
This is 4 down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, Bump. What's something that's impressive about the Seahawks offense, and what's next?
Kubiak said the offense is in. And he's been saying this maybe for a week or two, and we heard it from players as well. So what that means is that the foundation is in. The formation, the protection, the motion, the play itself, the alerts, the cans, like everything is in. So now you start to mix and match your formation, protections. The protection stays the same, motions, the plays, the alerts, and all that stuff. You're piecing it together. And the best way I can describe it is when my guys who have to wear suits or whatnot, we'll buy like just a gray suit. With that gray suit, I got a black belt, I got a brown belt, I got black shoes, I got brown shoes, I have a whole bunch of ties, I got a white shirt, I got a black shirt. The base is the same, but you start mixing in all this other stuff. That's what he's going to start doing with this offense. You're not going to see a lot of that during the preseason, but when he says the offense is in, it means that everyone knows the foundational language of the offense. Now, week by week, I'm going to start changing the tie and the shoes and the belt, the handkerchief, and all that stuff. So, yeah, that's what's going to be the fun thing. The offense has been in for a couple weeks now, and that's a testament to the way that these coaches have been teaching it and the way the players have been receiving it. So, yes, offense is in. You got your gray suit, mix and match everything else, and that starts happening during week 1.
Second down. What's a week 2 preseason matchup you're looking forward to?
Man, Cam Ward and Michael Penix. I don't know how much they're going to play, but maybe they play a series or 2. But I just want to see that. Now, we saw Cam last week go like 5 for 7, something like that, 60-something yards. Not sure what Michael Penix did. I just want to see how they're going to approach the situation with both of these guys, because they could use the reps, especially Cam. I know he's the number 1 pick. He is a rookie. He's going to be the guy. I would get him a series or 2 every single game. Michael Penix finished the season on a high note last year. He's a bit older, a bit more mature than Cam Ward, but I would get him a series or 2 every single game and treat him like a rookie. So I'm looking forward to that, man, because these are 2 quarterbacks who have had an interesting journey to where they are today. Everyone knows, or most people know, Cam Ward's journey. Incarnate Ward, not ranked coming out of high school. Wazoo, kills it, goes to Miami. Michael Penix, Indiana, being injured, 2 or 3 seasons in a row. Everyone's questioning his durability. Goes to UW, leads him to a national championship game, and just is a good quarterback and a good person. So yeah, I'm looking at that one. Last week I was focused on obviously the Seahawks and Shedeur Sanders. I'll be focused on the Seahawks again this week with the Chiefs coming into town and see if Gardner Minshew is going to do anything. But yeah, I'm looking at Tennessee and ATL shouting what they gonna do.
Third down. Who needs the most film against the Chiefs?
This is a crucial time for guys trying to make the practice squad. And I saw him out there a bit, but I didn't see much of him. We got to see Plumlee. He's 4th on the depth chart when it comes to wide receivers, and Cody White. Cody White is such an interesting player because he showed that he can make plays on special teams last year with the Rams. Plumlee was a quarterback in college, went to the Pittsburgh Steelers, transitioned to wideout. You just want film so you can either make the practice squad or get picked up by another team. Martinez needs more film. I think George Holani has elevated himself to a spot where it's going to be hard for Damian to catch him, but you never know. And then a guy like Jared Reed as well. We know he's a special team specialist, but he's at that safety spot where we know who the safeties are going to be. He's got to add more value to himself. He was great on special teams when he was healthy. I think he still will be. But those are the guys who are scraping every single day. They got to treat practice as a game and the games as a Super Bowl. You need to get more film. You got to get more reps because it's getting down to cut time.
Fourth down. What a surprise this question is.
Yeah.
Why do you want to give Taylor Swift some love?
Taylor Swift needs some love because I know she gets a lot of hate.
Undeserved.
Not everyone, but a lot of people don't like seeing her on the TV screens when it comes to the Chiefs games or whatnot. Believe it or not, she brought at least 3 million more eyes to football games. That's the influence that she has. She's one of the biggest pop stars in the game. But I heard a snippet from the Kelsey's podcast, and Travis Kelce said, look, I wasn't working as hard because I I was distracted by this, that, and the third. I was going to be in entertainment. And I heard someone on First Take this morning make a point, and I think they're absolutely correct, that Taylor Swift could have some influence on his work ethic. Because Taylor Swift, whether you like her or not, whether you listen to her music or not, she writes, produces all of her own stuff. She just had the biggest tour that we've ever seen, like something like 50 cities in 3 different continents, sold out everything, is the highest gross tour of all time. You don't do that without excellent work ethic. So the people you surround yourself with, it kind of rubs off on you a little bit. So if Travis Kelce comes out at 36 years of age and bounces back from last year, had about, 800 yards, only 2 or 3 touchdowns. If he bounces back, I'm going to look at his girl and be like, you had some influence on that. Because he admitted himself he wasn't working as hard as he usually does.
I think people are really hesitant to give credit where it's due when it's someone they don't respect, a type of person they don't respect. So, like, for instance, Bobby Wagner was on, I want to say Ryan Clark's podcast, but I'm not entirely sure. And he was talking about how he became really inspired going to a Beyonce show and just seeing how prepared it was and how carefully orchestrated it was. And he was like, I'm paraphrasing, but he was like, oh my God, you're thinking of like the countless hours that go into perfecting this little thing. And he was like, honestly, it kind of makes you want to work harder. And the guys on the podcast were laughing at him. And look, I don't need to make it overly serious. We could, on its face, you're thinking, wait, this future Hall of Fame linebacker is talking about how he went to a Beyonce concert and was inspired. And you're like, oh yeah, funny.
Why not?
However, if you like stop for 2 seconds and just give credit where it's due, which is exactly what you're doing, to how hard some people work at their craft, whether it's singing and being an entertainer or whether it's being a middle linebacker or a tight end, you can recognize the effort that people put in when no one else is watching, when they don't have to do it, and how it leads. You don't accidentally become elite. No one does. No one falls backwards into being incredibly successful on their own skill. You work at it on their own.
Fall backwards with it.
Yeah, you fall backwards into an inheritance, but rarely do you become. You don't become a Hall of Famer. You don't become a platinum selling artist just by kind of being okay. Like, there's a lot of work, and maybe you don't respect the work that all these people do, but I think it's really cool when it's almost like you're a type of person. Like, even though they do very different things, I would imagine that like Taylor Swift and Bobby Wagner have more in common mentally and kind of how they view prep and how they view things. Travis Kelce, Beyonce, than do, I don't know, me and my sister who don't like working much at all. All right.
Birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah. Billie Eilish said that.
Hey, Renee Bumpus said that.
Renee Bumpus said that.
That's when I was
women we love.
That's when I was getting into trouble. She goes, hey, change your friends. Birds of a feather flock together.
All right. Coming up in the timeline, ESPN has released their annual misery index. So who are the most miserable fan bases in sports?
It's the Mariners' push to the playoffs, and it's only on Seattle Sports.
Swung on. That's crushed. Left field. It's on its way. It's into the bullpen. Number 44 for Cal Raleigh.
Up next, Game 2 against the O's in Baltimore.
Pregame at 2:30. First pitch at 3:35.
Strike 3 and the ball game is over.
On Seattle Sports, on 710 and the Seattle Sports app, the home of the Mariners.
Matt Coker here from West Coast Men's Health. Guys, Viagra is not the answer for your problem. I know you think it is, but Viagra has horrible side effects, and for most men, the longer you're on it, the less it works. Viagra is not a curative medication. It's not fixing your problem. It's a Band-Aid for a shark bite. Acoustic wave therapy is the newest technology that can correct your problem, not just treat it. We can do something that no pill can do. We can restore your blood flow naturally. Get off Viagra today. Change your life like the thousands of men who already have, regardless of your age or your medical history. If you're tired of dealing with Peyronie's disease or erectile dysfunction, then call West Coast Men's Health today.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Feeling the heat? Cool off with Home Comfort Alliance. Save up to 25% on 2024 ACs and heat pumps during the final days of the warehouse clearance sale. Plus, PSC customers get AeroSeal duct sealing for as little as $99. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com.
I just saw 2 houses for sale. Same neighborhood, almost identical, but one had an orchard sign and it sold for way more. So I asked my friends at Orchard, why? The first house used a traditional agent. After weeks of price drops and frustration, they settled for less than they'd hoped for. The second homeowner chose Orchard and got more. Their local Orchard agent didn't just list a home, they marketed it. They knew exactly which upgrades would attract serious buyers and brought in a pro to handle everything. And even more, with Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, the homeowner moved into their new home before their old one even hit the market. They skipped all the hassles and showings. Never settle for less. Get more with Orchard, the smarter, faster, hassle-free way to buy your new home, even before your old home sells. Start with Orchard's free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service will help your company with logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats, linen, and more. Give us a call. We answer the phone. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do. Visit suplinen.com.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
The home of the Mariners.
One hopper snared at short. On a quick hop by J.P. Crawford. That guy's a magician over there at shortstop.
Seattle Sports.
Download the Seattle Sports app.
From the roof to the deck, the siding to the gutters, and energy-efficient windows, State Roofing and Exteriors is your one-stop shop for home protection. With over 55 years serving Western Washington, we don't just work here, we live here. We know what your home is up against when the cold sets in and the rain starts falling. Right now, we're making it easier than ever to get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 24 months. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com to schedule your free, no-pressure estimate.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. Dave Wyman joined by a very special guest, Dr. Daniel Landis. He's on the Swedish CyberKnife team treating prostate cancer and accepting new patients. Dr. Landis, what could patients expect during CyberKnife treatment?
So the CyberKnife treatment's an outpatient procedure. Essentially, it's a 5-day treatment, about 30 minutes per day. You walk in, you walk out. You essentially don't feel anything at all during treatment. Many patients still work full-time while they're having treatment.
That's incredible. Where are your patients from?
We see patients from all over, patients from out of state, Alaska, Idaho, from all over the world, honestly, since it's such a short treatment.
How can someone get a hold of you?
Yeah, I would encourage patients to reach out to us directly. We'd be happy to schedule a consultation.
Thank you, Dr. Landis and the team at Swedish CyberKnife for the wonderful work they do. And remember, you don't need a physician's referral. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife. Go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. That's swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
How is this possible? It's not even our first story of The Timeline. I just want to get to it right now. It's actually supposed to be our last story, but I don't care. I can't get over it. Tyrese Maxey went on Instagram Live.
Really good player.
Really good player who, for some reason, he needed help. And sometimes, it's fair for all of us to say, not only to say dumb things. Yesterday, I told you guys I thought Costco opened at 5 a.m. How silly of me.
You know what? I'm glad you talked about yourself because you've been on my head this week, and you pointed at me as you said that. So I appreciate you sending the energy back your way. Thank you.
We've all said dumb things. But this is, I'm like flummoxed. I'm stumped. I'm aghast. And I don't know how this is possible. Tyrese Maxey went on Instagram Live to ask his followers how to use a can opener.
And normally, Chef helps me use the can opener for my dogs. Tell me what I need to do. Somebody on here, help me out. Show me how to work this thing.
There's no way. I don't believe you. I do not believe you. I think this is content farming. There's no way he doesn't know how to use a can opener. There is not a lifestyle background that can excuse away not knowing how to use a can opener.
I'm trying to see where my man is from.
From Dallas, right?
He is, yeah.
Went to Kentucky.
Dallas, went to Kentucky. I mean, you were
No,
eating canned goods. Was your mom or dad just always home to help you with things?
That you never knew how to use a can opener?
I learned to say mom, dad, walk, and then use a can opener in that order. That's how
Before he could catch a football,
I learned
Michael
how to use a can
Bumpus
opener.
learned how to use a can opener.
Here's the thing. Now, there are multiple ways to use a can opener. You can do the traditional one on the side. You can flip it. There's two ways you can use a can opener. But to not know one of them and not just the basic one, that's alarming to me. You haven't always had money. What'd you do in college?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, what's going on?
I was trying to think of okay, under what circumstance should someone not know, or could someone feasibly not understand how to use a can opener? And I was like, if you came from a ton of money and you never even went in the kitchen.
Maybe an electric one. You know the ones that pop it with the magnet and you hold the button down.
He is, I think anyone over 22, like even 20, like if there are children today where they're just not going to know how to do certain things, a manual can opener, if you were alive in the 90s, early 2000s, you should know.
I think if you're over like the age of 10,
That's
you
what
should
I'm
know
saying.
how to use a can opener.
A can opener, there's no, unless you're Richie Rich, there's no way you shouldn't know how to use a can opener.
That's crazy.
I don't understand how it's possible. Next story. How miserable are fans of Seattle sports teams? Good news, not that bad. We can find out. ESPN has released their annual misery index. The Mariners are the 7th most miserable fan base in MLB over the last 15 years. That's right. 6 teams have been more miserable. The Seahawks are the 27th most miserable, so actually one of the best fan bases. And not like they grade fan bases, like you are the happiest. Most pleased, I guess. Least to complain about. And the Kraken are the also one of the least miserable, 25th most miserable in the NHL. I think they just didn't know what to do with the Kraken.
Well, yeah, they have the least amount of history.
They were like, well, they haven't really suffered a lot because they haven't lived a lot. Let's put this 4-year-old here.
What's going on there?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to deviate from the topic.
That's fine.
But,
back to the can opener?
Yeah.
We got
William made a good point.
Okay.
Says, don't forget, Tyrese is a young man, and in his lifetime, most cans open up with a flip pull. That is true.
Like the pop top?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
sure.
that's
I
a
mean,
good point.
yes, there are those cans, but even then, you still have to know how to use a can opener.
I'm sorry, but you were a child he was a child in 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like that. I'm sorry, but this isn't like it's like he's a 17-year-old, 16-year-old. You're 24. You were a
he's
child
had money
in the
since
early
he was
2000s.
like 20.
So in 2005, 6, 7.
I'm gonna make a case for him.
No.
Okay, no, listen. I'm gonna make a case for him. I think it's ridiculous, but let's talk about this.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe his mom stayed home with him at all times, and he had the little flip cans. Then you go to college. In college, we have the training table. I hardly cooked in college because I knew breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack was all going to be taken care of, so I didn't worry about that. I used to just take stuff home or whatnot.
Well, and he was probably only on Kentucky's campus for like 6 months.
Yeah, exactly, right? So a semester. Then you get to the league, you get this guaranteed contract, you get hooked up with a veteran, hooks you up with a chef, and the chef takes care of all that for him. There's a way. I still think it's ridiculous, but there's a way this young man.
Well, there's a way because he's
know.
there.
Yeah.
He's either content farming or that's just where he found himself. But like, there is, first of all, the pop cans or whatever, like being able to pop it open, was invented long before he was born. So you might as well say this about someone who's 30. You could just as easily say it about someone who's 30 as you could someone who's 20, someone who's 24. They were invented in like the 70s.
Yeah, but it's more prominent now.
He has gone through life without knowing an essential skill. And I guarantee you not a single person he knows doesn't know how to use a can opener.
But his brother and sisters might not.
That's just, I don't know why. I don't know how you did it.
It's crazy. It's crazy to me. I always try to see it from, the other side too.
The closest I can get to this is two things. One, people that are mothered and babied well into their 20s. When I was in college, there were these guys across the hall, and one of them used to have his mom come up to do his laundry every weekend, like drive up to the university to do his laundry because he didn't know how to do laundry. How you don't, I don't know, but I digress. Okay, fine. I could buy that. I could buy that there's someone who's 18, 19, 20 that's never done laundry in their life if their mom is like constantly taking care of them.
Yeah.
The second is I have a friend who didn't know how to work a coffee machine. That one's slightly more excusable to me.
Like the old school coffee machine?
Like an old school coffee machine.
Mm-hmm.
That one's slightly more excusable to me than a can opener.
Mm-hmm.
A can opener is just...
It's basic tools.
I can't.
Think a crow can use a can opener? They're pretty smart.
I think you could teach several different animals to use
Yeah,
a
you could
can
teach
opener.
a monkey to do it easily.
I think you could teach the following animals to use a can opener. A chimp. I think that if it had hands, a dolphin. An octopus. I think you could teach an octopus to use a can opener.
They could open several cans.
I think that you could teach a child. And I think that you could teach... I think like a really smart dog, if it could pull a lever to do it.
Heck no.
Yeah, I think like an Aussie Shepherd, you could teach it how to do it. I think you could.
I think
you
dog.
could teach.
I like that you lump children in with animals.
That's how she sees them. She sees kids like, ooh, a toddler.
Oh, God.
Hopefully it won't bite.
Next story. Do you remember taking the presidential fitness test in elementary school? I do. Well, it's coming back, and Pat McAfee has a bone to pick with one of the portions in the old test.
They got rid of that box, too, the blue box.
Yep. Yes.
Did you have that, AJ? Obviously, everybody did. It was the same thing.
Yeah, I think I did, but I actually, surprisingly, I could touch my toes. My hamstrings are not too tight.
Yeah, you're number 5 overall pick.
Yeah, shocker.
Well, I mean, flexibility's not. It's like you're born with certain parts of that.
I know. I can't touch my toes. I have to be the only punter, I'd assume, in the history of the NFL that can't touch his toes. And that little blue box bullied me. I mean, these unathletic little these little kids just sitting down there. Oh, look at me. Wow. And they're getting celebrated as like they're out. I'm like, you're not. Let's get a ball. Let's do it.
Let's do something.
Any of these other things, we got it. And it was, I felt like that thing did bully me. Legitimately, it took me out.
Sounds like something you'd say. You can touch your toes. Let's ball. Let's hoop.
Get a
Let's
ball.
go.
Yeah. I mean, that's fitness and athletic ability are two different things. So they got curl-ups, partial curl-ups, shuttle run, V-sit reach. I think that's what he's talking about. Sit and reach, or maybe that. 1 mile. And, I mean, we used to do that. I used to hate, I would get dominated. I don't know if this was part of the test, but we did every year for PE. Just when you hang from the bar.
Oh, yeah.
See, I was good for like 10 seconds, man. I'm like, I just don't have this.
You just start shaking.
Yeah. Then little Bobby comes along, 45 pounds, and he's sitting up there for like 5 minutes. And he thinks he's better than me. So like Pat said, let's go get a ball.
Ball
Bobby.
up, son.
Ball up. Hey, check up. Going to 5.
Next up in the timeline, Taylor Swift will be making her long-awaited debut on Travis Kelce's New Heights podcast today at 4 p.m. In a teaser clip, she appears very, very aware of how many sports fans feel about her.
Tay, welcome to New Heights.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on my favorite podcast. As we all know, you guys have a lot of male sports fans that listen to your podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we all know that if there's one thing that male sports fans want to see in their spaces and on their screens, it's more of me.
I saw way too many people online. I'm too online. I saw way too many dudes online not understanding sarcasm. And I was like, how do you hear someone say that? Deliver it the way they do.
Yeah.
It's dry. She's very obviously being sarcastic. You have to fundamentally not only be stupid, but give no credit whatsoever to this woman for thinking she's serious.
I like her a bit more now because of that comment. I would love to see more of that. Because if you're able to kick it with Travis and Jason Kelce, you got to have a sense of humor. And they're calling her Tay-Tay and all that. Like, let me see Tay-Tay. All I see is Taylor Swift. I want to see Tay-Tay.
Want to hear my problematic take?
Sure.
That I think that people too often assume that when women are sarcastic, they're serious, because there are way too many men that don't think women are funny at all, or capable of being funny, capable of making fun of themselves. So I think that women more often than men don't get credit when they're sarcastic.
I don't live in that world. I can see where that can happen.
Oh, it's happened to me
Yeah.
a million times, friends a million times. Like, I've seen it happen in front of my face with people being like, this person's kidding, right?
Yeah.
But if you think that you're smarter than everyone, and importantly, you think that, like, if you're someone that's like, I think Taylor's stupid, you're going to think she's being serious, and I think that makes you dumb. Because this is the driest delivery.
Yeah, it's clear. I don't understand anyone listens to that and doesn't get it.
No, she's making fun of her. I think it's...
I applaud her for that.
I agree with you.
She's self-aware.
I liked her. I'm not like a huge Taylor Swift fan. I think she's slightly before my time, but I liked her more after that.
What do you mean? You're at the same age.
Yeah, but when I was growing up, Taylor Swift was in my mind, we're the same age, but she was for younger people. I know there are many women my age and older that love Taylor Swift.
Huh? She was Miss Rachel. Okay, I get it.
Don't go anywhere.
Brock and Salk.
I look around and I see an American League landscape that is ripe for the taking.
Morning 6 to 10.
I'm going to keep coming back to the trade deadline as the single most important event of this year.
Overall, I think there's just a collective trust and belief in one another that we're good, and we know it. It smells like some of those championship DNA kind of teams that we've been around enough.
Only on Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
Mr. K's Construction reminds parents 460,000 children are reported missing in our country every year. Please plan with your kids a safe, visible route to and from activities with at least one friend. Coach your kids to stay alert and be aware of their surroundings, and caution your children to never accept gifts or rides from strangers. Best wishes to all our kids from the entire team at Mr. K's Construction, committed to making your home and our community beautiful since 1977.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. Are they a reliable service? How will I know if something happens? Are they keeping everyone safe? At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bayalarm.com today to talk to a local security expert.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Your new beginning starts now. D.R. Horton has new construction homes available throughout the greater Seattle area. With spacious floor plans, flexible living spaces, and home technology packages, you can enjoy more cozy moments and sweet memories in your beautiful new home. With new home communities opening throughout the Seattle area, D.R. Horton has the ideal home for you. Visit drhorton.com to learn more. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh Holani, 2-run home run.
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Sometimes even heroes need rescuing.
I'm a retired firefighter, 27 years.
Kurt had severe pain in his knees and his shoulder, which was keeping him from enjoying his well-deserved retirement.
Loved to ski, loved to fish, and couldn't even walk 18 holes.
That's why Kurt decided to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
He was just awesome. He goes, yeah, give me a shot. And he took care of me. He stemmed my knee and my shoulder.
And how are you feeling now?
I was pain-free in 12 weeks. I play golf now pain-free, and it's awesome.
So you'd recommend this treatment to others in your situation?
Absolutely. Yeah, Dr. Wagner's, he's had a couple people call me, and I recommended that they do it.
Before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends over at PCF Construction. If you're seeking a complete outdoor living space or a very specific project like an underdeck ceiling, maybe a new deck, patio cover, railings, well, my friends at PCF have you covered. This summer, well, you can enjoy 12 months of no interest and no payments. And how about this? Plus 50% off a design and architectural drawing package or up to $5,000 off an undercover system. If you're looking at your outside and saying, golly, what a beautiful summer in the Pacific Northwest, and we can't take advantage of it, well, take advantage of these offers today. If you've been wanting that new deck, that new patio cover, make the call. Get online right now and connect with my friends at PCF. You can find all the offer details. You can get project ideas, and you can browse photos at pcfgroup.com or call today at 425-629-8476. Don't let this offer pass you by. It's 425-629-8476.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, we're going to be joined in less than 15 minutes by Seahawks running back George Holani. Excited to talk to him after a great preseason game and ahead of potentially, fingers crossed, another great preseason game against the Chiefs on Friday. Another kind of an NFL-heavy part of the show. We will get back to the Mariners later, but I thought here, Bump, we'd go over what I'm calling surprise candidates, name-check candidates. This is how I want us to think about it. Names we're hearing a lot this preseason.
Mm-hmm.
So we obviously are hearing a lot about Sam Darnold because he's the quarterback, but I'm talking about guys where it's like, you know what? I was not talking about this guy this much 6 months ago, but so many people are, and so I'm finding myself watching him differently. Those are the candidates we're looking at right now. So what's our first?
I mean, our first one is the obvious. It's George Holani, and we weren't talking about him because obviously you have Ken Walker, you have Zach Charbonnet, then you drafted Damian Martinez. George Holani, I believe, was an undrafted free agent out of Boise State. And we just had more to go off of when it comes to Damian Martinez. I've called games when he was with the Beavers in Oregon State, watched him play with the University of Miami and the star-studded roster they had over there. And you just assume that Damian Martinez would come in and be that number 3 guy, and George would have to work. Drafted guys, I don't care where you are going to get more opportunity than undrafted guys. But with 6 carries, Damian Martinez didn't impress last week. And with 7 carries, George Holani had 2 of the bigger plays in the game and a big reception as well. So the obvious one is George Holani. I think he's the one who probably gained the most out of anybody during last week's game.
Yeah, I agree with you. Very excited to talk to him. I think he's rightfully leading off our list of, hey, these are our name check candidates. These are the names that we're hearing about a lot more than we thought we would. I'm going to add on another one, which is a little surprising. It's kind of a twist on the concept, and it's DeMarcus Lawrence. We all clearly know who D-Law is. I mean, not only with formerly the Cowboys, but a big name on the Cowboys. Like, everyone knew who he was heading into this season. I am surprised how much I've heard about him dominating in camp and dominating in those pass rush drills. I kind of thought, oh, Cooper Kupp and DeMarcus Lawrence are older veterans coming in the short term to be kind of like the adult in the room, to be a veteran presence, because they've got know-how, they've got presence. This is a young team that could use leaders. And I haven't thought of either as being a massive contributor. I wonder if DeMarcus Lawrence is going to be a bigger one than I think.
He could be. And I think like per capita, like per play that he's in, I think you're going to get a good return out of him because he's not going to be in for 70% of the snaps. I give him like 35, 40% of the snaps unless he finds a fountain of youth and finds his groove and starts performing, and you got to keep him out there as much as you can. But, no, I can see DeMarcus Lawrence being a contributor. Like, according to what he's being asked to do with his snap count, he could outperform that. A guy that I have, too, that when I look at his stats, so over his career, he's played for Atlanta for a year, Chicago a year, Jacksonville, Denver 2 years, Houston a year, San Francisco a year. His whole career, he has 47 receptions, 389 yards, and 3 touchdowns, is Eric Saubert. And I like Eric Saubert because he's that big body mauler that you need at that tight end spot. He is what they wanted Farrell Brown to be last year. Is a guy who can get dirty. Has 1 reception for 9 yards last game. I just listed his stats throughout his career. 7 years in a game. You don't stick around for this long at the tight end spot with minimal receptions and not be a guy who can block. I think we talked to Kubiak and a couple other guys, and his name popped up. A guy who is who's not going to overwhelm you with his presence. He kind of slides under the radar. But when you go those 3 tight end packages, he's going to be the muscle out there. He could be a guy to really help this run game, Eric Saubert.
Horton is not going to surprise Seahawks fans at this point, but I think that there are many, many fans outside of Seattle that would be surprised by him. He wasn't in like a Big Ten SEC offense getting a ton of attention, obviously had that knee injury last year. And so I think that a name that were he with a different program, people would know, they aren't really going to know. So even though he's kind of, He maybe isn't even on this list of surprise names anymore because it's like, okay, now you're used to hearing about him for the last month. But I think he'll be on that list nationally. Like, I think somewhere there's going to be someone putting together their fantasy football sleepers, and they're going to be like, oh, Torrey Horton. Oh, Zach Charbonnet, get him on there too. Like, they're going to, there's going to be names that we're plenty familiar with now or that we've been talking about more recently, like Horton, that I think are going to be on that list for folks outside of Seattle.
You know what I did yesterday?
What?
I didn't watch it just with full attention because the Mariners game was on.
Did you rewatch film for the Mariners?
No. I watched the mock draft that was on ESPN. It was like a 3-hour show, and I was popping in and out watching and seeing what Seahawks were going to get drafted. And one wasn't drafted until like the 3rd round, I want to say. That was JSN. I think Sam was picked late. Just so that I thought of that because this is a low-profile team. Like you do have the biggest free agent at the quarterback spot here in Sam Darnold, but low-profile because of his personality and just his track record. You got JSN who's over here, who you put on your diva list, so it should be higher profile. But he's low-profile because people just aren't sure if he's going to be the number 1 guy. Cooper Kupp is here, one of the best receivers in the last, 10 years of the game, maybe 5, 6, 7 years?
Yeah.
Low-profile because no one expects much out of him. So you have these guys with like high-profile potential, but the even lower profile guys will be the ones that are going to be like the backbone of the team because they got to do the dirty work. Another guy who I think could kind of make a name for himself, I think he had himself a decent game last week, was Tyreek Smith. Tyreek Smith is a guy I think a lot of people have no idea who he is, where he's from. He's out of Ohio State, was drafted in the 5th round in 2022. And he was so close to getting after the quarterback a couple of times. So number 59, watch Tyreek Smith. I think he's a name that could surprise you too.
What's going on around the rest of the NFC West? Coming up in a little over an hour, we're going to be joined by Fox Sports NFC West reporter Eric Williams. Taking a look around the league at 12:30 with NFL headlines. Coming up next, it's George Holani.
Wyman and Bob, afternoons 2 to 7.
Josh Naylor's hit the ground running. The defense has been something I did not even think about.
If it's possible, I would be knocking on the door, calling the phone, sending the emails with his agent. And I think if they are able to go on a deep run in the postseason, that could go a long way into selling Seattle to him if it needs to be sold.
Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton, afternoons 2 to 7 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
You gotta love baseball season. But when it comes to your windows, you don't want any curveballs. Rick Riz here, reminding you to trust your clubhouse with locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Experience the difference with high-quality products, expert installation, and top-notch customer service. It's always a home run with Pella. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Just go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Got neighbors? Big Trees can help. This is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. If you've been considering planting trees to add privacy, look no further than Big Trees. Privacy trees fill in empty spaces, help to define property lines, and add curb appeal. Learn more about Big Trees' big supply of privacy trees at bigtreesupply.com.
If you want that summer body you've always dreamed of, then this message is for you, ladies, and you men too. Get rid of extra stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin around the waistline, chin, and under the upper arms with ProSculpt, the new one-day instant permanent fat removal and skin tightening treatment. Maybe you've tried the lasers, fat freezing methods, even those new pills, but without the desired results. ProSculpt is different. It's minimally invasive, performed while fully awake, gentle, yet powerful. Designed to target the waistline, chin, neck, arms, and thighs, ProSculpt uses FDA-cleared plasma technology to deliver immediate, permanent fat-reducing and skin-tightening results, all in just one visit. If you want that summer body this summer, then you must act now. Go to ProSculpt.com today to schedule your free consultation. Get $250 off. For instant, permanent fat reduction and skin tightening, visit ProSculpt.com.
When businesses thrive, communities score. That's why Bank of America is the official bank of FIFA World Cup here in Seattle. And our more than 95 local business specialists are ready to help your business win. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America, official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
It's Jet City Harley's Sign and Ride event. No cash down needed. Rates as low as 1.49% APR on select Harleys. Put no cash down, sign, and ride away on your new Harley from Jet City Harley. Save thousands on interest at Jet City Harley Davidson. Under credit on new 2024 Lowrider ST, Lowrider S, or Rogue Light 3 models. See dealer for details.
Feeling the heat? Cool off with Home Comfort Alliance. Save up to 25% on 2024 ACs and heat pumps during the final days of the warehouse clearance sale. Plus, PSC customers get AeroSeal duct sealing for as little as $99. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Ready to elevate your everyday? Quince has the Lux Staples Insider Swear By, minus the markup. From 100% European linen styles and 14-karat gold jewelry to gorgeous leather bags and elevated home finds, Quince has it all. And by partnering directly with top artisans and ethical factories, Quince delivers premium quality at half the cost of similar brands. Discover everyday luxury without the markup at Quince. Go to quince.com/style upgrade for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/style upgrade.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-917-4635, and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-917-4635. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-917-4635 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-917-4635.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
From training camp in Atlanta, it's a joint practice between the Falcons and Titans, and Michael Penix was involved in a practice fight. According to Mark Raimondi of ESPN, Penix ended up in the middle of a pile and seemed to be thrown down to the grass. He said, "It was a lot of people. I knew I was down there somewhere. I wasn't the only one, though." Shedeur Sanders has an injured oblique and was held out of a joint practice with the Eagles this morning. The good news for Cleveland is that considering their banged-up quarterback room, Sanders was the only quarterback who couldn't take practice reps.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. I was a little surprised to see Michael Penix Jr. involved in a training camp scuffle in a joint practice with the Titans. But maybe I shouldn't be. Which Seahawk would you be most shocked, Bump, to hear was involved in a training camp scuffle?
I would probably say Cooper Kupp. He's 12 for that.
Oh, yeah.
12 for that.
Yeah, because at that point, it's not even like a personality thing.
No,
it's like
I'm
you're
well
just,
established
I'm too
here.
grown.
Like, come on, what are we doing?
My elbows and my knees can't handle getting into a training camp fight in my 30s. It's just too much. It's too soon. Yeah, he'd be up there for me. I would say quarterbacks in general. Do quarterbacks, is it like a rule that like, hey, you really shouldn't get involved? Kind of like how like pitchers shouldn't, in theory, get involved in, bench clearing brawls.
No.
Protect the hands,
No
protect the
one
arms.
expects the quarterback to do anything.
Are you impressed when a quarterback does?
No. I'm like, you're dumb. What are you doing? Get out of there.
Not even a little bit. Like if you heard that at Seahawks training camp in a joint practice that they had with, I don't know, the Broncos or something, and that Sam Darnold swung on someone, there wouldn't be a little part of you.
You're dumb.
A tiny part of you that was like,
you know what
that's
it's
my
like?
quarterback.
It's like when I was growing up and some of my buddies were doing some dumb things, right? Before they did something dumb, they'd be like, "Bump, go home. You don't need to be a part of this." Because I was going to go off and do other things, right? I'm going to do other things.
Yeah.
Same thing with a quarterback. Like, you have nothing to prove. We need you more than we need this third string D tackle, our third string D tackle. So, no, you don't get no respect. That's dumb.
Oh.
You're the franchise. What are you doing?
I don't know. Someone else said they asked about your latest get off my yard moment. Get off my lawn.
Get off my yard.
They said get off my yard. And they said for me, it was walking the dog and a loud car spooked my pet.
That got him angry?
Yeah, that was, I mean, get off my lawn sometimes doesn't make sense. You know?
It always makes sense. What are you talking about?
Does it?
How does it? How doesn't it make sense?
I think that sometimes get off my lawn are things that wouldn't upset everyone. Just old men yelling at clouds.
So it makes sense. It's called get off my lawn.
I'm just saying.
Why are you trying to poop on my segment?
I'm not. But
all right, we got people trying to buy this segment for $100 million.
Bump, earlier today, you said that bicyclists who go through red lights should be pulled over by cops.
They should. They're breaking the law. They're breaking the law. They got to stop at the light.
Absolutely not.
Pull them over.
Absolutely not. Yeah, I don't know about that one. But you should do a get off my lawn that's just listener contributions.
Don't tell me what to do with my segment.
That's going to be your next get off my lawn. It's going to be about how I'm telling you how to do get off my lawn. I already know it. I already know that I'm making an appearance. We are waiting to be joined here. Seahawks practice or the walkthrough, I'm guessing, is wrapping a little bit. George Holani is going to join us. I'm really, really eager to see how the I don't want to say the running back depth shakes out. We can kind of guess what certainly 1 and 2 are going to look like where Holani plays in. I think that I'm excited to see whether the plan works. The big plan, trademark, isn't that Sam Darnold be an all-pro. It's that your run game take off, and I'm really curious to see what these backs look like.
Yeah, me too. It's, I'm more interested to see, honestly, what Zach Charbonnet looks like. Honestly, Zach Charbonnet has my full attention. And I am walking past the television, and I hear the voice say, "Are you over 35?" And I look at the TV like, yeah, they're talking to me. That's me. That's the way I feel with Zach Charbonnet, is that every time I hear his name, I get even more and more intrigued, because I think that he can make the biggest jump. Because we know what Ken Walker can do when he's healthy. We'll find out what Damian Martinez and Holani can do. But I think Zach Charbonnet has my full attention.
Yeah, absolutely agree. And obviously very excited to see Holani. Excited to see Martinez. We haven't really been talking a lot about him. He was one of our guys that we chose prior to training camp even started, kind of post-draft when we were like, who could be a surprise? I think we thought Damian Martinez could be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So very curious to see what he looks like. Someone's accusing me of being all up in your business. Saying,
my business.
I'm just really tearing you down this week. I don't think I am.
Man.
No, I don't. I think I've been no. I think I've been so supportive. I think I've been so supportive.
You know what? But I'm a ball player. I grew up in a locker room.
Yeah, like that's how it is.
It is. So,
you know what I mean?
You know what? But because you are my friend and I know your personality, I will not return that energy to you. Okay?
I think I'm being supportive. I'm being supportive at night.
Get up my lawn is pretty dumb, Bump. If you really think about it, it's garbage.
No, that's not what I said. I said that sometimes, first of all, it's my favorite segment that we do on the station. I laugh so hard every time. But sometimes,
you know why? Because you're not a middle-aged old man.
That's exactly what it is. Yours
you're
are
not my demographic on this one.
That's the thing. I don't feel the violent, angry, blackout rage that you do. With airplane etiquette, you know what I mean? But you travel for work a lot. You have to travel all the time. So your experience is one where, you know what I mean? You got a lot of airplane etiquette to get off your chest.
I sure do.
And I will say, in your defense, the entire text line is telling me that cyclist should be pulled over.
Should be.
Someone said they're going to apply to be a cop so that they could pull over rogue cyclists.
Just cyclists. No one else. Everyone else is good.
Like immediately just sees them going through. Like there's no other cars. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I did find out that they could they don't have to stop at stop signs. They can just yield.
Oh, so they can do a California stop.
But red lights, they are supposed to stop. So I'm snitching.
I don't have an issue with them going through red lights. The issue I have is when bicyclists don't understand that in life you can inconvenience other people sometimes. If I am merging into the road from being parked and it means stopping for a second in the bike lane because I need to make sure I don't get hit by a car, that's an example of me inconveniencing you, and it's a very minor inconvenience. You can survive. You can make it. I believe in you. Me cutting you off and you nearly running into my car, sure, you can get mad about that. But like, I think that's my thing with cyclists is in general, there's a self-righteousness with like being minorly inconvenienced in any way.
Yeah.
Like, you think I've never been behind a bad driver? Like, I don't get out of my car and go hit their hood because they didn't.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
That is crazy to me.
A bicyclist went by me. I was in a bike lane merging into a street. And there was no bicyclists in the lane when I was pulling out, but then a bunch of cars came, so I couldn't pull forward. And then a bicyclist turned the corner. You were not initially here. I made sure the bike lane was clear, but now I'm stuck here. And I what am I going to do? I can't back up. Like, I'm sorry, this is just life. In life, sometimes you're inconvenienced.
This should be like a skit. That whole thing is like, say a bicyclist is in your position, but they're in the car this time, and then they get their hood banged on, and they're in that same position next time, and they go to bang the hood, and they stop and remember the time their hood got banged on.
I hope that that's what happens, because I can't imagine going by someone's car and banging on the hood. I think that's insane behavior. It's super needless behavior and incredibly rude and entitled.
I think someone came up with a great idea.
Yes.
360 says, Stacy needs to get off Bump's lawn and have her own segment, Get Off My Island.
Get off my island.
Get off my island.
Where I vote people off an island.
You vote texters off your island.
Oh, no, I know what Get Off My Lawn is going to be. It's just my diva rankings.
Diva rankings?
Yeah, I already told
Weekly updates?
Yeah, I'm going to have... I'm going to have weekly diva rankings, and the point is that we're tracking diva behavior, and I like penalizing diva behavior, calling out diva behavior, because it's just toxic. You know, it's not healthy. It does nothing for anyone. And right now, the leaders in the diva behavior clubhouse are Jackson Smith and Jigba, and you. Both of you for wearing sunglasses inside.
He was wearing sunglasses, and the sun was out. I was in the building for 15 seconds and didn't take my shades off immediately.
Unfortunately, again, you are the leaders in the clubhouse. I don't make the rules. I didn't invent the rules of the diva behavior list. Okay, this is just.
You actually are making the rules.
I'm
you
following
literally
them.
are making
I'm
the
following
rules.
them. They're rules that make sense, and I'm following them. And we'll see who makes it. But speaking of the get off my island, is I'm going to have one that's like listeners. So, hey, the 360, diva behavior, but every 360 is going to be represented.
Okay.
So unfortunately, you might be a good 360, but if you've got a diva 360 on this text line, they're going to add a mark for you.
Just profiling all y'all.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Practice just wrapped. So hopefully we'll get Holani here soon.
And then you guys are. Someone called me a bike. I'm not a bike apologist. First of all, I think everyone needs to mind their own business. But secondly, I just think that Bump wanting cops to pull over bicyclists is objectively funny. But
why are cops employed? To enforce the law.
To pull over bicyclists. No.
Pull Johnny over and explain to him that he can't do that. Have him unclip his bicycle spikes from the pedals and talk to you.
Someone said, what's worse, Bump? People in the aisle on a plane. We were talking about plane etiquette. People in the aisle who take a ton of time to sit down. Maybe they're putting their stuff in the overhead cabin, whatever, but they're taking way too much time. Or people at a coffee shop taking their sweet time putting like their creamer and sugar and whatever in their coffee.
Oh, it's the aisle at because you literally stop everything. At least at a coffee shop, you can work around somebody, but on an airplane, you stop everyone. Everyone just wants to sit down. Just be aware of your surroundings.
Yeah. Again, waiting on George Holani to join us. So that's why you're listening to me complain about not complain about bicyclists. I was defending them. And saying kind of leave people alone. Oh, okay. Someone did say I was making fun of you a little too much for stealing oat milk.
It's fine.
In my defense, when someone called you the non-dairy delinquent, I thought it was one of the funniest things I'd seen all week.
You did. Stacy is the little sister in this situation.
I'm keeping you humble.
I am the mature, older one in this situation. And, it's like my son is so sarcastic. Little Michael is the most sarcastic kid ever.
You got to keep people humble.
And sometimes I just ignore him. He'll say some silly stuff in the backseat, and I just ignore him. So, that's kind of what I do with you sometimes. Just, okay. That was cute.
Ignore me.
That was cute.
I think I'm just keeping you humble, man. So anyways, I'm curious. You know what I'm curious to ask George, and I don't know that he'll answer. I'm curious to ask him. He said, Curtis, did he say in a post-game press conference he wasn't able to do a jersey swap?
That's it, yeah.
With Ashton Genty?
Yeah, they're both Boise State alums, and I think George was excited to be able to say hello and swap jerseys with them because I don't know if they played together at Boise State, but they share that link. And I don't know if it was Seahawks PR or if it was Raiders PR that was like, no, that's not. That sounds like something the Raiders would do.
Why would you ever tell a guy they couldn't swap jerseys?
I don't know. I don't know.
I want to ask him. I think he's going to give us like a 2-word answer and be like, yeah, it's
if I was Ashton Genty, I'd like mail him a jersey after the fact.
Got to do it. I was excited to see Ashton Genty. I wish we could have seen even more. Again, it's preseason, but he's just going to be so. I'm going to have the Raiders under like offenses that could surprise you.
Really?
Category this year. Think about it. Bowers
over there.
Yeah, Genty. I think Gino makes them significantly better than they were last year.
Receiver game, though, is struggling. They got Myers over there, Jacoby Myers.
But, I mean, when you have a first-team all-pro tight end, you can have a okay receiver group.
I guess.
But it is the question. But, like, it's like if you were to think of, like, really exciting talent at tight end and running back to sacrifice wide receivers.
Tight ends are changing the game. I'll give them that. But you always need that home run hitter on the outside. And Jacoby's a good receiver. He's just not a household name. My offensive team that is going to be on watch is and it's an offense that is going to ball out, but they need to take it to another level. Cincinnati Bengals, because if they don't do nothing with that defense, they got to be almost perfect.
You can't have them on surprise watch.
Not surprise watch. They're on watch because they have to play at such a high level for them to be competitive.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Expectations are crazy over there.
I just don't know that you can really count on. Well, they had a great moment in a brief preseason appearance, but I have deep concerns about that defense. That being said, when we've talked about teams that have started out struggling and then turned it around, the Rams and Bengals were two of those teams from last year that started out where statistically you're less likely to make the playoffs. You're really not likely to make the playoffs with their starts. And both of them, well, one did, but both of them ended up still turning the season around, salvaging parts of it. Bengals got close, didn't end up doing it. Rams obviously ended up making the playoffs, but
Another offense on watch, Chicago Bears. You got Swift in the backfield, DJ Moore, Roma Duze, draft Luther Burden. Cole Kmet is a decent tight end. They drafted Loveland, another tight end. You bring over Tooney on that offensive line. Chicago Bears got to be top 10 in scoring this year.
Did you buy Herm Edwards when he was like, I'm telling you right now, like, watch out for the Bears offense? Do you think that of the quarterbacks, so last year Jaden Daniels was the best of that group, but there were so many that impressed from a really, really strong quarterback class?
Yeah, I don't think Herm.
Okay.
Great take by Herm, but I think a lot of people have been on the Bears watch right now.
Let's get back to the Seahawks here. George Holani joining us right now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. George, how's it going?
Pretty good, you?
Good. I'm going to start with you had a really, really fun preseason game last week. Congratulations on a great performance. I was so excited, not just to watch you, but also Ashton Genty. I hear that you tried to jersey swap and it didn't work out. What happened?
I mean, their equipment people, their guy said it was a no-go, so I was like, all right, we'll just get this done later on.
Yeah, how dare they?
You gotta FedEx that thing and get over there. Hey, man. Obviously, there's a fullback in this offense this year. What does that do for you? You know, I've been trying to describe it for our listeners and our texters, but it probably come off better from the guy running behind Oots and getting these big runs.
You know, as a running back, having a fullback up front definitely clears up the holes and makes a lot of the reads a lot easier.
How obvious has the focus on the run been in camp? Does it feel like something they're really, really stressing? Is it something that you can, like, feel a difference in the way that coordinators talk to you guys?
I mean, yeah, we're real detailed in the run game. Everybody sits in the run game meetings, receivers, tight ends, O-line, everybody's in there, and we're going over every play. So that's a real emphasis on our identity in this offense, being able to run the ball and opening, you know, lanes up for the throwing game as well.
Hey, we've been out there a lot during training camp, and I like seeing you guys obviously run the rock, but I love how you guys perform when it was one-on-ones, when you're taking on safeties and linebackers in the pass game. How do you guys work on that? Do you get with receiver coaches or talk to receivers as well, or is that kind of just an internal type thing you guys work on together?
I mean, everybody's open to learning from, you know, the receivers, tight ends. We're going and asking them about how they run different routes, and we're just all learning off each other.
Is there ever anyone on the defensive side that you're kind of like eager to go against, either because maybe you guys are friends and it's kind of fun, or because he's really good and you're like, great?
Nah, I mean, you know, we're real competitive out there. Whoever is up in front of us, we don't care who it is. We're going to go up there and try to win.
Hey, I'm from California as well. You went to Bosco, which if you know high school football, you just know about Bosco in general. Are you still connected to the program? Do you go back and check in with coaches and players? What's your relationship with your high school?
Every time I'm back home, I'm always, you know, at Bosco, working out over there, lifting weights, just keeping up with the coaches. I also have, you know, teammates. Who I played with at Bosco who are now coaches there.
I was reading that you're from, correct me if I'm wrong, a pretty big family.
Yes.
How many?
There's
siblings?
10 of us, so I have 6 sisters and 3 brothers.
Wow. Okay, so are you one of the oldest, middle, younger?
I'm the 3rd oldest.
So a lot of babysitting.
Yep, for sure.
What were some of those experiences like? I would imagine that meant learning to be pretty responsible while you were young.
I mean, yeah, being the oldest in the house, my older brother's in New Zealand, my oldest sister is in Australia. So being the oldest in the house, I always had to be, you know, the role model all my younger siblings had to look up to. So just trying to do things right, and just always when I needed to babysit them whenever my parents was out working, and they were always working.
Hey, what's the approach like say for last week going into this week when it comes to just expectations for you? All right, does coach say, look, we're going to play you a couple quarters? Does he tell you, look, we're going to get you 10 snaps? Like, how does that factor in when it comes to what to expect from you last weekend and this weekend?
We never know what to expect, especially, you know, with the running backs. We're just out there, you know, whenever Coach tells us to go in. We're in there playing ball until told otherwise. But throughout the week, it's all preparation, trying to get the body right, especially, recovering right after the game. The next day is a real important day. But I would say the preparation is big time for us.
We have talked to a couple different guys about just kind of like the vibe of different position groups. And it's something that like Bumps played and I was a reporter. So you kind of get a feel for like, I think tight ends are weird. I think almost without fail, they're kind of weirdos. Defensive backs, that's where you get a lot of the talkers. I never know where to place running backs. I've seen so many like different variations of dudes in this locker room, and I'm having a hard time putting my finger on it. How would you describe your guys' room?
I would say we're a real laid-back room. I feel like all the running backs, we're real close. We don't really do too much. We just be chilling in our own circle, whatever it is. But it's a real tight-knit group for real.
Just ball players, just grinders.
Yeah, man. I went to Washington State, Pac-2. Boise State's going to join the conference next year. What are your thoughts on that? How do you feel about that?
I mean, you've seen what Boise did to Wazoo last year. I mean, we're excited about it. We're up for the challenge. It's going to be, a real great opportunity for Boise in the new, conference. So I'm looking forward to it for real.
All right, so we can't bet money, but we'll put some push-ups on that game or something.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Let's get it.
Boise State was 25th, right, in the preseason rankings. Yeah. Is that a little low to you?
Yeah. I think we're in a good spot. That's a good spot for us for sure.
Yeah, so that's where you can impress people. You can prove people wrong at that spot. Still respect, but then you get to kind of like, take some shots too.
Mm-hmm.
What's obviously you have Ken Walker, Zach Charbonnet, you, Damian Martinez in that room, and you guys seem like a tight knit group. What would you say is the hardest part about being a running back in the NFL?
Just taking hits. As a running back, where the guys always, everybody has to wrap up or punch up the ball every play, and we're out there finishing plays, but being able to just take care of our bodies and, just recover from contact.
How do you feel about getting incorporated into the pass game as a receiver? Is it something that you kind of look forward to, that you vouch for? Do you prefer just running the rock?
No. I mean, as a running back, we would want to do it all, block, catch passes, run, whatever it is. But in this offense, we're utilized in, a lot of different ways. So that's going to be real exciting to see in the games to come.
All right. Well, you got another one coming up on Friday, and you have a very busy week of prep. We appreciate you taking the time here, George. It means a ton. Thank you so much. He is George Holani, kind enough to join us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Thank you.
Thanks, George.
Yep.
All right. Still to come, we're going to take a look around the NFL, and then we're taking a look around just the NFC West with Fox Sports NFC West reporter Eric Williams coming up at 1. Don't go anywhere.
It's the Mariners' push to the playoffs, and it's only on Seattle Sports.
Swung on. That's crushed. Left field. It's on its way. It's into the bullpen. Number 44 for Cal Raleigh.
Up next, Game 2 against the O's in Baltimore.
Pregame at 2:30. First pitch at 3:35.
Strike 3 and the ball game is over.
On Seattle Sports, on 710 and the Seattle Sports app, the home of the Mariners.
Hey, what's up? It's Michael Bumpus for Silver Reef Casino. This is what I want you to do when you have some free time. Get on I-5. You go north, get off exit 260. That's where you find Silver Reef Casino. It's a great place to get away, to recharge, and get your mind right. I've done it several times. It works. They got great rooms. They're spacious. They're comfortable. Free Wi-Fi, and they have tablets there as well. They also have some food options for you. Go downstairs, go to the steakhouse or the cantina if you want authentic Mexican food. And when it's time to watch the game and have a drink, go to Porter's Bay Sports Bar. The vibes are real, and my golfers, they got you covered too. Luba Trails Golf Course, 18 holes with water almost everywhere. Get your driver working. Hit the fairway. They also got some promotions going on. You can win $10,000 every Saturday this month with a grand prize of $50,000. They got events going on as well. Visit silverreefcasino.com to check that out. Silver Reef Casino Resort is not a secret anymore.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Everyone always asks me, what were your top reasons for choosing Advanced Hair? Well, allow me to share, along with some details on, get this, their once-a-year summer savings event. Okay, first off, Advanced Hair stands by the results, and I'm living proof those results are second to none. With Advanced Hair, your own natural hair is guaranteed to grow. Secondly, Advanced Hair combines top-rated physicians with modern technology, creating a concierge quality experience that blew away my expectations. And lastly, Advanced Hair's Advanced FUE begins regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. It is quick, simple, and easy. Now, if you have a flexible schedule this summer and you've been waiting for that special savings opportunity, well, it's here. Advanced Hair's summer savings event will get you the most hair for your dollar. It's their best offer ever. For details to schedule your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. Your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
For Riverside Roofing, beyond the national accolades is a family company from right here in Marysville that's built upon important local values like trust. That's why Riverside Roofing is the roofing company you can trust. Find them at riversideroofingllc.com.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Cal swinging a drive, deep to right field.
Every pitch of every Mariners game is on the Seattle Sports app.
Luxury has arrived at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. The hotel is open and you can book now at snocasino.com. The destination spa, the expanded non-smoking gaming floor, the big 2,000-seat entertainment space and convention center, and yeah, the new restaurants, food venues as well. Effortless style and the utmost in relaxation. Go to snocasino.com to book. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
You're free now. Free to stream beyond your wildest dreams.
Rom-coms, slasher-coms, space operas.
Free to fill your feed with impossibly chonky chonkers.
Cats, corgis, babies on demand.
Free to make your smart devices do silly things.
Bowl of chips on the Robo-Vacuum.
Free to open a world of remote work and Gametopia.
Who's the boss now?
Free to be everything you imagine. That's how it feels to have Quantum Fiber Internet. Your world unleashed. Learn more at quantumfiber.com.
Limited availability, service in select locations only.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends over at PCF Construction. If you're seeking a complete outdoor living space or a very specific project like an underdeck ceiling, maybe a new deck, patio cover, railings, well, my friends at PCF have you covered. This summer, well, you can enjoy 12 months of no interest and no payments. And how about this? Plus 50% off a design and architectural drawing package or up to $5,000 off an undercover system. If you're looking at your outside and saying, golly, what a beautiful summer in the Pacific Northwest, and we can't take advantage of it, well, take advantage of these offers today. If you've been wanting that new deck, that new patio cover, make the call. Get online right now and connect with my friends at PCF. You can find all the offer details. You can get project ideas, and you can browse photos at pcfgroup.com or call today at 425-629-8476. Don't let this offer pass you by. It's 425-629-8476.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Yahoo has unveiled their NFL team valuations. No surprise to anyone, the Cowboys are in the top spot at $12.8 billion. The Seahawks come in at number 14, also not super shocking, at $6.59 billion. Every NFL team's valuation comes in at more than $5.5 billion. Bump. Guess the team with the lowest valuation if you're not looking at the list right now.
I'm not.
Okay,
I'm
good.
going to go
I'll give you
with
3 guesses.
Jacksonville Jaguars.
They're the second lowest.
Then we're going to go with the Commanders should be, but they got too much history, so they're not touching that. Let me look at the list of football teams real quick. Hold on. Then I'm going to go
It'll surprise you, but not surprise you.
The Cardinals.
The hint that Curtis gave, the Cardinals are the 4th lowest. The hint that Curtis gave was they're a cheap organization.
They're cheap.
They're cheap.
Mariners. Let's play. The Titans?
Their cheapness has been a big talking point this offseason.
Oh, the Bengals.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Bengals at a paltry $5.5 billion.
$5.5 billion.
It is crazy though that less than half the valuation of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, and Goodell's goal is to have the NFL be worth $25 billion by 2026.
I mean,
and the Cowboys almost halfway there by themselves.
The top 3 teams make up 10, 20, 30 to 34 billion. Cowboys, Rams, Giants. Patriots are number 4. San Francisco 49ers number 5. Next story, Shedeur Sanders suffered an oblique injury during a joint practice with the Eagles on Wednesday. He will likely miss Cleveland's second preseason game on Saturday against Philadelphia, giving Kenny Two Gloves Pickett a chance to shine.
Oh, you mean the number 3 quarterback who's done absolutely nothing and is still above Shedeur Sanders after he balled out?
Kenny.
You guys going to make me quit right now.
It's for no reason other than to bother
Matthew's
you.
going to have to get on the mic and talk Star Wars for the next hour and a half.
Excuses that Curtis and I are about to make for Kenny Pickett. Arguably the worst quarterback in football right now. The excuses we're about to make.
I think he will forever hold the belt.
For what?
For worst quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, well, Mike Sando had him in his final ranking.
A tier all by himself.
A tier all by himself, which is cool.
Regino was.
That's the Geno Smith Award.
That's the Geno Smith Award. And he became Comeback Player of the Year, so maybe Kenny Pickett ends up shining for the Browns. Yeah, I think that is what it means. At the same practice, Jalen Hurts spent extended time visiting with Shedeur on the sidelines and was asked about their conversation, the conversation the 2 quarterbacks had.
I keep the conversation intimate. We had a very lengthy conversation. He came to me and just, wanted to talk. And I'm always there, I said earlier, giving my perspective on what I see and how I've gone about things. And ultimately, it takes a great deal of patience and hard work and a sense of resilience. You got to want it. You got to want it. And so I'm supporting him from where I am and wishing him nothing but the best with his opportunities.
Good for you, Jalen.
Jalen is one of the more responsible young quarterbacks in this game. Like everything he does just says responsibility to me. And he takes the hate and doesn't let it affect him at all. I mean, he's a Super Bowl champion, been to 2 of those things, finished 3rd in the MVP voting. Yet people always find ways to nitpick his game, and they point towards his team and says he doesn't have to do much. All right, so be it. He does what's necessary for that team to win ball games. So he understands the position that the young man is in. So if you're going to take advice from anyone, I think that's a good one.
All right, next up, Chiefs head coach Andy Reid says we likely won't see Patrick Mahomes play on Friday against the Chiefs.
Pat would be the one that would get slighted, but so that would be, but those other 3 will get plenty of time. Well, we'll see. There's a good chance he doesn't, but we'll see how it goes.
So, again, I was kind of expecting that the second preseason game is when we would see the most starters in this one, but not so much when it comes to Seahawks-Chiefs on Friday, at least from Kansas City side.
No, because you have that extra week, right? You play that 3rd week, you have a week off, and then you get into regular seasons. To the regular season. Last year, we saw Geno play in the number 3 game. I don't know. Every situation is going to be different. I wouldn't be surprised if Pat Mahomes doesn't play at all this preseason. He's one of those guys that doesn't necessarily need these live reps. And a lot more teams are doing these joint practices too. So I think that coaches are using those as ways to evaluate their starters.
All right, next up, we're going to head to the Chicago Bears. Someone who will play in Week 2 of the preseason is Bears quarterback Caleb Williams. Head coach Ben Johnson says all of his team starters will see game action this weekend.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. Our starters are going to play. Everyone's going to play. Well, last week, and really all through camp, I've been pretty consistent with the thought of reps are the most important thing to get him up to speed. And by the plan that we had a week ago, we were able to get him probably somewhere between 80 and 100 more reps than we would have been able to do had he played in the game. This week, it's a different schedule, different length of time in terms of in between games and all that. And so our plan right now is the guys that sat out last week, they will be playing this week.
I think that's really important to do for a really young team and also for Caleb. I'm curious to see Caleb's season with Chicago because this is now the second year where there's been plenty of hype. And it's almost unfair. Last year, they didn't have the infrastructure to really take off. It was just, hey, you're the number 1 pick. And then you added Rome Odunze. Oh, my God, all this hype. But, like, you kind of knew going into the season they have massive question marks, whether it was the head coach, whether it was your offensive coordinator. Neither is still here. This year, I think there's more. There's more structure there, more pieces.
Yeah, there is, because Ben is bringing over a system that works, and players understand what goes on in the league. No disrespect to Shane, feel the way you want about him, but he didn't bring over this prestige that Ben Johnson brings over. So everything that Ben says is truth, is fact, is gold. To whereas with Shane, he didn't bring that same feel. And also, they've done so much to give Caleb an opportunity to have success. A new coach, offensive lineman, receivers, running backs, weapons. They got everything that they need over there to be competitive. They are in a tough division, but my wish has been granted. I wanted to see Caleb play a lot in this game too. How much he plays, we shall see, but you got to get out there. He's a second-year guy. He doesn't have it figured out yet.
Shamar Stewart was with a holdout for a while with the Bengals, finally ended up getting his contract, but now he sparked a scuffle at Bengals practice. This is after tackling Joe Burrow, something you probably shouldn't do, since lineman Ted Karras wasn't too pleased with the rookie.
Just be smarter. I mean, it's a great rush. I have to see it. I was on the other side of the line of scrimmage, but great player. But come on, man. That's all our hopes and dreams right there. And we got to be better, too. That's on us.
Legitimately, that's a dumb decision.
Dumb as heck.
What are you doing?
Yeah. What are you doing? At no level is it okay to tackle the quarterback.
No.
And then you hold out. You come in, and everyone's going to think of you as just an arrogant type of guy. You hold out. You come in, and you're tackling Joe Burrow.
This is your quarterback. Your quarterback.
Arguably, I mean, you listen to defensive coordinators and GMs and owners talk about the best quarterback in the game. A lot of them say Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
This is one of the faces of the league. Shamar, you are tripping. And yeah, you deserve whatever you got.
In the video, which was posted, I saw it from James Reppian. It's also a low hit. So he's like ducking down. It'll replay. But it's Shamar kind of ducking down when he's going in for Burrow too. And I get it. You're moving. You're already going in. But actually, no, I back up. This is the problem. You're already going in for a tackle.
Yo. That's ACL.
That's egregious.
My knee is done. What are you doing, dog?
I have no idea. Doing something that you shouldn't be doing. Last story here. Despite rumors going around saying he's retired, Odell Beckham Jr. tweeted he's actually not done playing and is looking for opportunities in 2025. He remains a free agent, obviously.
I'm sorry, repeat that again.
Odell Beckham Jr., there were rumors the other day that he had retired, but he clarified that he is not, and he's actually still looking for opportunities.
Yeah, as he should. He's got, what is it, year maybe 10 for him now?
I can't believe that.
That's crazy. It has to be around 10.
Is he? So he's obviously had really good seasons.
How old is he?
He's 32.
Oh, yeah, at least 10.
It's going to be year 11. So he played 10 years.
Yeah, that's a blessing. And he can just be a possession receiver now, which I think is perfect for him. He's not very big. He's like 5'11", 6 foot. He can come in late, insert him, and have him be a route runner.
Odell Beckham Jr. has had a lot of great moments. He set some rookie records. He obviously ended up being a really, really good receiver. He is, though, most known for the catch, right? It feels crazy to say that, like, at this point, has the rest of his career overshadowed that, or is it still the catch? He's got 5 seasons over 1,000 yards. I feel crazy saying that, but it's that catch.
I felt like he had more seasons over 1,000 yards, too.
He
does have 59 receiving touchdowns. His first 3 years in the league were just amazing.
Unreal. Absolutely unreal.
But no, you always think about the catch. Yeah, it's the catch for sure.
His second season in the league in 2015. So in 2014 as a rookie, he was rookie of the year. He was a first-team All-Pro. That's really, obviously everyone's paying attention to him. He's at Giants records and stuff. 1,450 yards and 13 touchdowns in year 2.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
2018 he balled out, 2019 he balled out, and then the decline happened.
Oh, Giants.
Just not playing a lot of games.
Yeah. Fox Sports NFC West reporter Eric Williams joins us at 1. Don't go anywhere.
Blue 88, every day at 7:45 on Brock and Salk.
Sam Darnold came into camp a little lighter this year. How come?
He's tried to get leaner and faster than he's been in his career because there's going to be a bunch of movement. If you really think about it, the area on the field where there is the biggest tilt in athleticism between foes, it's on the offensive line, and in particular tackles versus the Myles Garretts of the world.
Blue 88 on Brock and Salk. Get the podcast on the Seattle Sports app.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto Family.
Hello, hello. Welcome to Lee Johnson Auto Family. This is King. This organization's a special one. They call it the Lee Johnson Auto Family, and it's not just a name, it's not just some cliche. They foster an environment for us to become a family, to work together, to really become close, and they show us in a lot of different ways that they do value us. Is it perfect? No, no place is. But I've been very thankful to be here in the almost 10 years and have every plan to stay here for a lot longer and just watch it continue to grow.
He's fun and professional, which explains why so many people visiting Lee Johnson Kia ask for him by name. The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto Family.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Americans may not agree on much, but we agree on Social Security. We all pay in. It ought to be there when we need it. Social Security could face a funding gap in less than a decade, and I don't want to see a pay cut. I'm with AARP in the fight to protect the Social Security we earned.
Pledge to protect Social Security at aarp.org/weearnedit. That's aarp.org/weearnedit. Paid for by AARP.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on seattlesports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
The home of the Mariners.
Left off to center. It is on its way. Julio, 2-run home run.
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, college students, Safeway is giving you 5% off. That's right. Junior colleges, tech schools, universities, just verify your student ID in the app, unlock exclusive deals, and shop on the app or in person. Better yet, subscribe to Fresh Pass to get free delivery and other special offers. Remember, if you use EBT, Fresh Pass is 50% off and you get savings on fresh produce. For all the details, visit Safeway.com/4U. That's Safeway.com/FOR in the letter U.
Now is the time. We talk about it year round, but roofing season really is upon us. It's Mike Salk here. So what makes it roofing season? Long, dry days where roofing crews can work realistically sun up to sundown. They're cranking out projects all over our region, and Riverside Roofing is, of course, leading the charge. Local to Marysville, Riverside Roofing serves the entirety of Western Washington. They do amazing work. They've earned my recommendation, plus industry awards like GAF Master Elite's President's Club, a status fewer than 1% of roofing companies in the entire country actually achieve. Get a roofing quote in less than 60 seconds using Quick Quote directly on RiversideRoofingLLC.com. It'll pop up as soon as you go on their website. During and after your roofing job, you can expect a yard and driveway totally clean of debris. Behind their national accolades is a family company from right here in Marysville, built upon important local values like trust. That's why Riverside Roofing is the local roofing company you can trust. Go to RiversideRoofingLLC.com.
You've heard the saying, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Since 1926, my family's been helping local businesses make great first, second, and long-term impressions. We know how to make your company look good with quality uniforms, logoed apparel, floor mats, linens, and more. If you're paying for linen service or doing it yourself, let's have the conversation. The information and quote are free, but the savings and service can really add up. Visit SUPLinen.com. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Coming up in 15, taking a look around the NFC West with Fox Sports NFC West reporter Eric Williams. Lots of questions about the 49ers, Rams, and Cardinals. Before we get to it, is the NFC West the most wide open division in the NFL? I didn't say best, or did I clearly say worst? Just the most wide open, the most competitive division in the NFL. I've got some sound from Herm Edwards from yesterday, but Bump, what do you think?
When you say wide open, that means anybody could win it.
Mm-hmm.
And as I look across the other divisions, the AFC East, Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, Jets, Bills got that. NFC North, Ravens, Bengals, Browns, Steelers. You lean towards Ravens. You feel like the Bengals are going to be in the mix. Don't know what the other two are going to do. AFC South, Texans, Colts, Jaguars, Titans. That one's wide open too. But wide open in a bad way because I don't think any of those teams are going to be really good. AFC West, Chiefs got that. NFC East, you got the Eagles and the Commanders battling there.
Yeah, I was like,
NFC North, that one could be a battle, though I think you got to give the nod to the Detroit Lions. And then the NFC South, you give I would say the Buccaneers or the Falcons, that one. But no, we look at the NFC West, because you don't know what's happening with Matthew Stafford and his health. Right? If Matthew Stafford cannot make it through a full season, you feel like this team isn't going to be who they are despite what their defense is doing. That's what opens up the door. The San Francisco 49ers have a lot of weapons, but they're aging. You do have a young quarterback with George. Kittle is aging. You have a young Pearsall, Juwan Jennings. Ayuk's not going to be there. Trent Williams is aging as well. And then the Seahawks, you don't know. I think there are so many question marks. That's what makes it wide open, right? Can the Arizona Cardinals defense play better than last year? Can Kyler Murray take a step forward?
Yeah.
The Rams. Is Matthew Stafford going to be healthy? What's his offense going to look like? San Francisco, they're aging. Can they bounce back? And then the Seattle Seahawks, what the heck is this offense going to do? Because there are so many questions. It is one of the most wide open conferences, but I also look at the AFC South, and I don't know what any of these teams are going to look like.
Yeah.
C.J. Stroud with the Texans. Who's quarterback for the Colts? Jacksonville Jaguars and their new head coach over there. Tennessee Titans with Cam Ward. That one's pretty open, too.
Yeah, I count it as like that one's also wide open as like anyone could win it because they're all kind of struggling. Like someone has. I see them as the someone has to win it division.
Yeah.
Whereas the NFC West is the anyone could division. And there are layers to it. I am more confident, for instance, that the Rams win the NFC West than do the Cardinals. However, the Cardinals last year had more explosive run plays than any team in football and were the only of the top 5 teams in that category to not make it to the playoffs. Why? Because, well, they had some defensive issues. You talked about Kyler Murray not living up to that potential. Also, every single team in the NFC West has some kind of strength, whether it's a phase of the ball. Like in Seattle, yeah, you have questions about Sam Darnold, but this should be a top defense. Or whether it's a player. In Arizona, you aren't entirely sure what your team's going to look like, but Marvin Harrison Jr., right? Like there's a case to be made for each team.
Yeah.
Just as there is a strength, there is some kind of question mark. Herm Edwards looks at the Rams.
Right now, I think if you were laying odds on it like Vegas does, you would say the Rams are the leader in the clubhouse, right? But it's only in the clubhouse, right? It's not, they ain't written it down yet, right? And I think the Rams I have a concern with the Rams of this, and not just so much the quarterback. I think he's going to be fine. How can the secondary play? That's their Achilles heel. They got to fix that.
And you can kind of say that about any of these teams, right? Like, the 49ers have Christian McCaffrey coming back healthier. They don't have Debo anymore. Brandon Ayuk's going to miss like 5 weeks of the season, 6 weeks of the season. There are plenty of question marks for each of these teams, just as much as there are strengths.
Yeah, and that's what makes it so interesting. Like, what's going to be true? Is the defense really going to be a top 10, top 5 defense with Seattle? They played that well to end the season. Were the 49ers just a bad team last year because of injury? Is the acquisition of Devontae Adams going to take this pass game to another level? Was it worth getting rid of Kupp? And then with Arizona, you drafted 6 defensive players out of 7 draft picks. Are you going to get better there? So the questions, I think, of each team is what makes this wide open. There are questions with every team, right? Let's go to the AFC West. Denver Broncos. Is Bo Nix for real? Can he take the next step? Kansas City Chiefs. Is Pat Mahomes falling off? 2 seasons without 30-plus touchdowns. Las Vegas Raiders.
No.
Geno Smith. Pass game. What's that going to look like? And then the Chargers. Can Herbert be the guy? Can he live up to his talent over there with Herbert? But this is the fun part of the offseason. It's because legit everyone thinks they have a chance. I guarantee you they're preaching division championship for the Seahawks. Let's take care of the division, and the rest will handle itself. So, yeah, the questions is what makes this thing so interesting.
Well, and there's also the background of since 2014, the Seahawks' last visit to the NFC conference game, every single team in the NFC West has made it to the NFC conference. And 2 of them have made it to a Super Bowl more than once, and one of those teams has won it.
Yeah.
That's a lot of appearances by every team in even the Cardinals, who have more recently been in the NFC title game than has Seattle.
Damn, when they go?
15, I think.
Really?
I want to say
Who's
15
their
or
quarterback?
16, Curtis.
They lost to the Panthers. Yeah, it was Carson Palmer.
Dang, that was 2015. Wow. Time flies.
I know, it hurts my feelings.
It does.
It's like I want to hate on the Cardinals and take some little jab, but you can't
They've
entirely.
done more.
They've also had some seasons where it's like 11 wins, wild card, or miss the playoffs. Or really strong start, fall apart. And they've also had, I think, the worst owner coaching mixes of any of the 4 teams. I actually think ownership for 3 of the teams has been really strong, less so with Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona is a tricky one because if talent alone, just pure talent, Kyler Murray is the most talented quarterback in this division. Is he the best quarterback? No, that goes to Matthew Stafford. But he's more talented than Brock Purdy. He's more talented than Sam Darnold. He's more talented than Matthew Stafford. But just pure quarterback and what comes with a quarterback, right? Preparation, leadership, execution, all that good stuff. No, I'd take 2 other quarterbacks. Maybe, I'd take 2 other quarterbacks in this division over him. He's the X factor. If Kyler Murray can reach his full potential, and he better hurry up because he ain't getting no younger. He's been in the league for a while. How old is he now? He's 28 years of age. If he can't figure it out by 31, 32, then it's going to be time for these guys to move on.
What's the X factor for Seattle?
The defense.
Oh, I think it's Darnold.
I think Darnold. Well, the X factor. So when I think of X factor, I think of like what's the thing that's going to put these guys over the top. I don't think Sam Darnold's ever the piece that puts you over the top.
But if I think of it as more as like the mystery piece that could, where the thing you couldn't see coming that could change things for you. I'm expecting the Seahawks defense to be at minimum a top 10 defense, at minimum.
I put it like that. I can go with Sam.
Yeah.
But I'm X factor for me is like, this is
that's
the
the secret. That's the big thing. Yeah. I would say that's fair. I see it as like, I think that the identity of this team will be, exactly what they're actually preaching. Hey, we want to run the ball. We want good defense. If Sam Darnold ends up being as good here as he was in Minnesota, how do you not look at Seattle as being the best team in the West? I mean, Matthew Stafford isn't even suited up playing right now. He had to get an epidural in his back. And I don't envy him for that. That's a tough spot to be in. And it's good news for Seattle because the Rams are a good team.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting stuff happening. Let's find out more about it with Fox Sports NFC West reporter Eric Williams. He joins us next.
He's the best catcher in baseball.
Pitch to Cal, swing and a drive.
And he's on Seattle Sports, Thursday afternoons all season long. It's the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show.
Presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians.
More history for Cal Raleigh.
I love being here and I love these fans in the city.
Catch every episode of the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show, presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians, on the Seattle Sports YouTube page, the Seattle Sports app, and seattlesports.com.
Luxury has arrived at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. The hotel is open and you can book now at snocasino.com. The destination spa, the expanded non-smoking gaming floor, the big 2,000-seat entertainment space and convention center, and yeah, the new restaurants, food venues as well. Effortless style and the utmost in relaxation. Go to snocasino.com to book. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health. It's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Dave Wyman here, and since I stopped playing football, we've been fortunate to live in the same house for over 20 years. That type of longevity is a good thing, except 20 years in the same house means a lot of things start to break. Most recently, it's our windows. Virtually every seal has broken, and that's why I reached out to Harley Exteriors. Chris and Ray came out to the house, and I could instantly tell we'd get along great, and I'd want to do business with them. They're local, they're huge fans of our teams, and big listeners to the station. Better yet, they have the best product. Olympic Series windows offered exclusively through Harley Exteriors are manufactured right here in Washington and designed for our Pacific Northwest homes and climate. That means cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter. Look up Harley Exteriors for your window replacement. In August, Harley Exteriors is offering 50% off basic installation, no payments for 1 year, and an additional $200 off your project. Call 833-HARLEY or go to harleyexteriors.com.
Hey, it's Brock Heward. My family did it, and it saved us thousands. You got to do it. Take the First Mark Insurance Challenge. It's free. See how much First Mark can save you and how much better coverage you can get. They work for you. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
With Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, you can easily find the right home insurance for you, even if it's not with Progressive. But if you don't choose us, then sure, okay, it's not going to work out. We're not going to cry about it or stay awake wondering what our future together would have looked like. We can't get emotionally invested, even if it sounds like we are. Progressive's Home Quote Explorer allows you to easily compare home insurance rates and coverages in one place, even if it's not with us. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy. I love you. I shouldn't have said that.
Kent Bowl reminds parents to enroll your kids in a positive youth program. Sports like bowling, hobbies, and community activities improve overall health and performance in school. These programs decrease drug use and violence and develop self-discipline and leadership skills. Let's team together this year to help our kids reach their full potential. Best wishes to all our kids from the entire team at Kent Bowl, a family-friendly place proudly serving you since 1958. Check out our bowling leagues at kentbowl.net.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners shut out the Orioles last night with a 1-0 win. George Kirby allowed just 3 hits through 7 innings pitched in his 4th straight quality start. Seattle's offense tallied just 5 hits, but that's all they needed thanks to an RBI single from Josh Naylor. And now the Seattle Mariners, after trailing the Astros by 7, are tied for first place in the AL West.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Joining us right now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook hotline for a look around the NFC West, it's Fox reporter Eric Williams. Fox Sports reporter Eric Williams. Eric, how's it going?
It's going good, Stacy. How you doing?
Good. I'm actually going to start outside of Seattle. Just one of the stories that I've kind of kept my eye on, as is everyone around the NFL, and you can guess where it's going, is everything going on with Matthew Stafford and his back injury. Yeah. What's the latest there?
Yeah, spending some time in the rejuvenation chamber there on site there at Rams headquarters. It's not good. I mean, you're talking about a 37-year-old who's dealing with a back injury, hasn't been able to practice since the start of training camp. Did throw on Saturday at the team's headquarters, 60-plus throws. McVay said he looked good, after the game against the Cowboys, and the thought was he was going to start to ramp things up on Monday. Had a setback, it appears, wasn't able to practice, and now they're kind of, going day by day to make sure that, they can get him to week 1 healthy. In terms of, the quarterback room itself, they signed Jimmy G. They signed him for a reason, because they do have an older quarterback. And McVay likes Jimmy G a lot, and he's looked good in practice. They went up and down the field in terms of the first team against the Cowboys in joint practice last week. So that gives them a little bit of insurance if Stafford's not ready to go week 1. Stetson Bennett also has played better, the third-team quarterback. But this is a team that expects to compete for a Super Bowl. And, I think the belief is they need Stafford healthy in order to do that.
I'm going to go over to the 49ers. I mean, you look at what they have on their roster, Ayuk when he's healthy, George Kittle, McCaffrey, all the names, Eric. And it still feels like the window isn't as big as it used to be as far as the 49ers and their championship hopes. We all are all focusing on the Rams. Where do you think they stand? How many more years do you think they get out of McCaffrey and then this group's potential to win a championship?
Are you a little skeptical of Ricky Pearsall being able to be the number 1 option there on the perimeter? Sounds like you're not really believing in that, Bum.
I think he's ready to be a 2. I think one spot, I think that's tough.
Yeah, the window in my thought process is closing for sure, because you're relying on aging veterans to continue to be the foundational guys that carry this team. All reports are that Christian McCaffrey looks like the guy he was in 2023 when he led the league in scrimmage yards and touchdowns, and so that's good if you're a Niners fan in terms of what he means to that offense. And, George Kittle is still there, although, again, he's getting older. Trent Williams obviously is getting older, but still a top player at his position in the league. But, as we just talked about, I don't think Pearsall can be your number one guy in the perimeter. You need Juwan Jennings to come back healthy and to be okay with his contract. Demarcus Robinson, a guy that I saw, playing with the Rams, Stafford had a lot of trust in him. And so I think he could be a key piece as well, although he's likely going to start the year, with a suspension and probably won't play the first couple games. So getting him back is going to be important. I don't think you can rely on what you're going to get from IU coming off of that significant knee injury. Maybe he gives you something in the second half of the season, but I do feel like, Pearsall needs to step up and give them something. Jenny needs to come back and be kind of the guy he was last year. And then I think you need to get something from Robinson as well to kind of fill things out on what they're going to do on offense. And, what we haven't talked about is the defense. You lose Dre Greenlaw, you lose Hufanga. Those were key, pieces in terms of being tone setters on that defense. And now you're going to really rely on Warner and Bosa and Diamador in terms of the secondary to kind of carry that defense, along with having Salah back and kind of get back to who they were a couple years ago. So, again, just to kind of round things out, I do think the window's closing. I don't think that they have the top talent in terms of their roster, 1 through 53. I like the Rams roster now if they can get Stafford back healthy.
Eric, I make the mistake that many NFL fans do, which is outside of the team that you watch or you cover, you don't really pay too much attention to teams that are otherwise struggling. Maybe if they have like viral stories, but it also means that the team I've paid the least amount of attention to in the West has been the Arizona Cardinals. And then the other day I was having my attention drawn to a couple different stats to come from last season, whether it was them having a league-leading explosive run rate and being the only team of those 5 to not make the playoffs. We spoke with an analyst yesterday who mentioned that he kind of liked Aaron Schatz, who said that he kind of liked some of their offensive stats and isolating them. When he was looking back, they were the team in the league that surprised him most, kind of reflecting on their 2024 season. All really interesting things, and it's made me wonder, Eric, if I should be paying more attention. And shame on me for not doing so. Tell me what we need to know about the Arizona Cardinals heading into 2025.
Yeah, I spent a couple of days down there. That's interesting that you bring up those stats because I really feel like, this is an offense that could potentially break out. They brought everybody back, from last year, so they should have some continuity to build on. Drew Petzing is in his third year of leading that offense. I think the issue with that team offensively is creating explosive plays. They were in the bottom third of 20-plus plays last year. And so one of the ways that they're talking about addressing that is letting Kyler Murray use his feet and run around a little bit more. A lot more play action stuff, a lot more with him under the center and trying to be dangerous and create that running threat with his legs. And so I'm interested to see how that's going to develop. You have another year now of Murray and Marvin Harrison together. So they're hoping that's going to create better chemistry and make Harrison more of a threat in the passing game. James Conner, is getting older, so that's a concern in terms of the running game. But they're hoping Trey Benson takes another step in development. But the one thing that I noticed in being down there is the defense looks better. They got better up front with some of the moves that they made, bringing Dalvin Tomlinson in as a run stuffer at defensive tackle. They brought Calais Campbell back, who had been a good player for them in years past. Robinson, their first-round pick from a year ago, looks healthy and looks like he can be a guy that can help them. They moved Mac Wilson to Mike linebacker off the edge, and he's the guy that's kind of leading them from the interior. But the one guy that jumped out to me was Will Johnson, the rookie cornerback that they drafted out of Michigan, who had some injury concerns and kind of dropped. He looks like a Legion of Boom corner that can go out there, has length, has good ball skills. He had an interception in their inter-squad scrimmage that I watched where he kind of baited Kyler into a bad throw, which, again, I guess that's not too hard to do when you look at Kyler's stats over the last couple of years. But I think he's a guy that makes their defensive secondary a little more dangerous because of his ability to take the ball away. So I think you're right. People are kind of sleeping on Arizona a little bit. They did double their win total from 4 to 8 wins last year under Gannon. And I think down there locally, they expect to compete for the playoffs if Kyler Murray could kind of play to his potential.
We're trying to figure out just the potential of this offensive line. Eric, I'm surprised that they haven't brought in a veteran guard. And honestly, I don't know who's out there really. Are you surprised they haven't brought in a veteran guard to compete? And do you know of any names that are out there that that you think they should consider?
We're talking about Arizona or
I'm
Seattle?
sorry, I'm talking about Seattle. My bad.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a little surprised that they didn't inject some competition, some experienced competition. I think the issue is what's available, out there in terms of veteran guys that can come in, and are they better than the guys that you have currently on the roster? And I think the other thing is you want to let those guys compete for a while to see if somebody emerges. I thought the O-line play, just in watching Seattle, was a little better in terms of getting a push in the running game. And so, you just kind of want to see how that plays out and see how they continue to get comfortable in that zone running scheme, which is all about refs. And then, see who kind of emerges and takes the job. The other thing I will say is final roster cuts. They're going to be watching everybody else's team and see who's let go and see who they can add to that mix that makes them better. And again, I always feel like it's better to go with younger guys in terms of their ability to stay healthy than potentially adding an older guy. You saw the Cardinals bring back Will Hernandez, who again, is a guy that started in the league, but also has had trouble staying healthy. So do you want to bring in an older guy that, is ultimately going to get injured versus maybe claiming a younger guy that has upside off another roster during final roster cuts?
Eric, I am so impressed with what the Rams have been able to do defensively, and we all know that Verse had a fantastic year. So I want to kind of give them like a tip of the cap, and I think for many people maybe an advantage here. That being said, how good could Mike McDonald's Seahawks defense be this year?
Well, I would be surprised if they're not a top 10 defense with everything that they have there. I expect Devon Witherspoon to take another step in development. Obviously, he's a guy that you can move all around the field. Just one interception, though, in 2 seasons. So, I expect him to take the ball away a little more. The secondary is improved, but I really like their front seven and their ability to get after the quarterback and their depth there overall. So I think a year in the scheme, they should play a little faster. And I really feel like they're kind of getting back to, when Pete was there, during his early portions of tenure, and they were kind of led from a defensive perspective. They now have those players to go with the scheme that McDonald is putting in place to be dominant, in my opinion.
Hey, there's been a lot of talk about Zach Charbonnet, and it's like indirect talk. No one really asks about Charbonnet, but the coaches are willingly talking about how smart he is, how hard he works. I think Ken Walker is the more gifted running back, but I think Zach Charbonnet is on him right now. Do you see a world where Charbonnet starts to get the bulk of the carries towards the end of the season, mid-season? Now, I think as long as Ken Walker's healthy, I think he has the job, but the way they're talking about him out here, it makes me wonder.
I still think Walker's the more talented and explosive back, which would lead me to believe he's going to get the lion's share of the carries. The issue with Walker has always been, can he stay on the field for 17 games so he can actually, get those carries, particularly in critical situations in December and January where you need him to make plays. And so in that respect, you can't rule out the possibility of Charbonnet stepping in there and taking on a larger role. But ultimately, the NFL is about creating explosive plays and scoring touchdowns. And who gives you the better opportunity to do that? I think, for me, it's probably Walker still.
How close do you expect this division race to be? Because I think that there are, when it's this early, there are cases you can always make with, the 49ers in a rebuild, they'll be out of it. Or, the Rams are the playoff team from last year, they're obviously going to win. But I think that maybe people who watch it a little more closely see it as tougher to figure out. How do you see it?
I think all 4 teams have a puncher's chance and a road to winning the division if things line up well for them. And I don't think you can say that about every division. I think they might have the most talent 1 through 4 of any division in the league when you look at the rosters and you look at the quarterbacks and the way that the teams are built. That said, when you look at the schedule, the Niners schedule, man, I mean, my goodness, like they don't play anybody. It's particularly at home. Like when you look at the teams that they're going to have to go play there. So I just think that kind of gives them a little bit of edge over the rest of the division.
Yeah, the wide receiver group for the Seahawks is interesting because we feel like we know who number 1, 2, and 3 is, but there's a lot of hype with Horton, what he's been doing. And I'm going into the season thinking it's MVS's job, but Horton is on his tail. Are there any other competitions in the division that you think that there might be an underdog to overtake maybe a veteran for their starting job?
You're talking about positional division matchups?
Yes, like any
throughout the NFC?
NFC West, QB battle, no. RB, wide receiver, lineman, any competition that you think people should be watching?
Well, the one thing that, just attending a handful of Rams practices is, Blake Corum looks like a dude. I know they gave Kyron, a significant contract, 3 years, $33 million. But when he's in there, like he has a nose for the end zone and he's able to grind out tough yards. And I know that McVay never really wants to rely on one running back. They kind of got caught with that with Gurley, and then what happened with him with the chronic knee injury. So they always want to have 2 guys back there. So even though they've paid Kyron a lot of money, I think Corum's going to get some run. So I think that's one thing I would watch is how much are they going to lean on 2 guys back there, and who gets the carries when? Because I really feel like watching Corum both in preseason play and in practice, he's been really effective in the red zone.
Covering one team is tough. Covering 4 for an entire division is even tougher, Eric. I'm sure you have a very, very busy preseason all over the place. Tell us kind of what's next for you on your schedule, teams you're going to visit, some coverage you're going to have for Fox Sports.
Yeah, tomorrow there's joint practice between the Rams and the Saints in Irvine, so I'll be at that. And then on Saturday, Rams and Chargers play preseason game number 2. So I'll be attending that as well. So, yeah, just looking forward to continuing to watch more football. And then hopefully, I'm hoping I can make it up for that season opener between the Seahawks and the 49ers.
We hope you can. That would be awesome. Please let us know if you do. We'll have to get you on. At the very least, we gotta swing by the press box and say hi. He is Fox Sports NFC West reporter Eric Williams. Eric, thanks so much.
Thanks, Eric.
Yep. Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate you.
Let's get to 4 down territory.
This is 4 down territory, going inside the game. What former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, what's something impressive about the Seahawks offense, and what's next?
Coach Kubiak says the offense is in, and what that means is the language is in. The formations, protection, motions, the actual plays, the alerts, the cans, all that stuff is in, and it's been in for a while. We talked to MVS and a whole bunch of other guys. So when it's in, I always compare it to a suit. Say you are wearing a gray suit, okay? I got to go buy some more suits for this upcoming season. Men's Warehouse, Bellevue. I will be there soon. So with suits, you buy a gray one, you buy a black one, maybe a blue one. Those are your basics, right? Mm-hmm. But then you just mix and match them. Like the offense right now is a suit. So against the 49ers, you might have a white top, a brown belt, and some brown shoes. Say a blue tie to match the blue suit. Against, who do you play? Tampa Bay? You might have the same blue suit, but now I'm going with a black tie. I'm going with black belts. I'm going with black shoes. So it's just mix and matching the verbiage at this point. And that's a good place for this offense to be. I remember going into the second or third game, and we didn't have all the offense in. We were still adding stuff and seeing who can handle what.
In the regular season?
No, preseason. Sorry, preseason. No.
Hey, I was like, whoa.
If that was the case, whoever was the head coach needed to be fired. And that wasn't going to happen. But no, yeah, so it's just like it's finding a suit and then adding your different kind of pieces to it. That's where they are right now. Good place to be. Mix and match that thing. Let's get it.
Just imagining those conversations if it was in the regular season, like so What do you guys want to do here?
All right, so today we're putting in a brand new word. It's called
For
oil.
the first time ever, we're talking about this play in a game. Second down. What's a week 2 preseason matchup you're looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to Tennessee against Atlanta. I don't know how much Cam Ward's going to play. I think he should play a lot. Played one series, 6 for 7 or something like that, 67 yards. And then I want to see Michael Penix and the Atlanta Falcons. The new era has begun in Atlanta. And I think Penix should be treated as a rookie in some sense to where he should get 2, maybe 3 series. And Raheem Morris is going to do what's best for the team. I understand that. You do have great weapons with Bijan Robinson over there and Drake London. But I feel like Penix needs to get into the groove. The knock on Penix is that he's injury prone, even though he's been pretty healthy for 3 years now in a row. In Indiana, he tore his ACL a couple times. So you got to protect him there, but this is football. You got to get out there and know exactly what you're doing and see what you have. With Cam Ward, he needs reps on reps on reps. Get him another series, sit him down week 3. But this is the matchup I'm looking forward to seeing. This is the new school of the NFL, and these are 2 of my favorites.
Looking at the other side for Tennessee, I feel like one of the hardest things to figure out as a head coach or a team would be how much you play a rookie quarterback that's going to start for sure.
Yeah.
I know that technically Penix isn't in there, but that's why he's included in this part of this conversation. But I'm looking at Cam Ward, and I'm like, man, if you're the Titans, you know for a fact Cam will be your week 1 starter. You don't want to risk him getting hurt, but this is also invaluable time. What a tough balancing act.
You got to learn. You got to go out there and feel the game. And, it's because we've seen, I forgot who it was. We've saw, like, first rounders get hurt in the first round before, or in the first preseason game. So, yeah, good luck.
Third down. Who needs the most film against the Chiefs?
We need the guys who are projected to not make this team need the most film. They need it in a hurry. One of the guys is Plumlee. He's an undersized receiver. He's really small, was a quarterback in college. He needs film. Cody White, who's kind of a tweener. He showed that he can play special teams, blocked a kick last year, but wants to play receiver. But if you want to be in this league, you're not a 1 through 4, special teams. Martinez needs reps. Holani, we spoke to him today. Holani has won the 3rd position at the running back spot as far as I'm concerned. Up to now, Martinez needs to get in there. And then Jarek Reed as well. Jarek Reed was a great special teams player before his injuries. He plays safety. We know how deep that room is right now. You have your starting 3s. You still need a backup as well. But you got to get out there. And if you don't make this team, you got to have other teams just going through the waiver wire looking for you, right? Looking under rocks or whatnot. That's what this is for. So those are my guys. If you're not a 1, 2, 3, you're a 4, 5, 6, you got to get in the mix.
Just wait until you're 7, 8, 9.
7, 8, 9.
You know what I mean?
You know?
Third down. Fourth down. I did that yesterday, too. Anything stand out from our conversation with Eric Williams?
Yeah, Eric was talking about how easy the home schedule was for the Niners, so I went and I looked it up. Minus the divisional opponents, right? We know we're going to play them.
Sure.
They got Jacksonville at home, Atlanta at home, Carolina at home, Tennessee at home. That should be at least 3-1. I don't know what Atlanta's going to look like. And then you have Chicago at home as well. Very favorable. So I went over and I looked at the Seattle Seahawks. Who do they have? They have New Orleans, Tampa Bay, Houston. Not too crazy. Don't know what Tampa Bay is going to look like. But you end with Minnesota and Indianapolis. Indianapolis, we don't know what's going to be there, too. I think, obviously, Minnesota and Tampa Bay should be the hardest home games. But, schedule matters. And that's what's so tough is it's not like every other league where everyone plays everybody. NFL, not like that. Not enough weeks. The body would break down if you played everybody. So you have to take advantage of your schedule. The Niners have an opportunity to do that. The Seahawks have an opportunity to do it. Sometimes it comes down to the schedule and how healthy you are at certain points of your schedule, especially in the NFL.
It feels like there's a real opportunity this year. I'd say for obviously the entirety of the NFC West with just the divisions they're facing this year. I mean, like, in a year where you could theoretically take a step forward as a team, you've got an easier schedule. Even Seattle. I know we were talking about the 49ers, but Seattle's schedule is also easier this year, which is kind of nice. All right, let's see what's on tonight.
What's on tonight with Bump and Stacy, brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot. Now, here's what's on tonight.
Will they be able to do it? The Mariners are going for their 9th straight win. No one else, except for the Milwaukee Brewers, has as many wins right now. Mariners with 8 straight. Pregame starts at 2:30 p.m. First pitch is at 3:35 p.m. in Baltimore. That is right here on Seattle Sports. Coming up next, speaking of the Mariners, the bullpen is the single biggest question mark, I think we'd all say, for this team heading into the final 41 games of the regular season. But there's one potential answer. That's coming your way next.
Wyman and Bob, afternoons 2 to 7.
Josh Naylor's hit the ground running. The defense has been something I did not even think about. If it's possible, I would be knocking on the door, calling the phone, sending the emails with his agent. And I think if they are able to go on a deep run in the postseason, that could go a long way into selling Seattle to him if it needs to be sold.
Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton, afternoons 2 to 7 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot.
You gotta love football season, but when it comes to your windows and doors, you don't want any fumbles. Steve Rabel here, reminding you to trust locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their selection of windows and doors can't be beat, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit BayAlarm.com today.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service. 98 years providing logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats, linens, and more. Give us a call. We answer the phone. Superior Linen Service. Visit suplinen.com.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The home of the Mariners.
One hopper snared at short. Not a quick hop by J.P. Crawford. That guy's a magician over there at shortstop.
Seattle Sports.
Download the Seattle Sports app.
It's back to school time again, and parents are pretty stressed out.
Can you blame us? The supply list, the sign-ups, the scheduling.
At least haircuts are easy at Great Clips.
It's true. With the Great Clips app, I checked him in before we left home, so we were in and out in no time.
I got a great haircut, and Mom got to check something off the to-do list. She really loves that.
Back to school can be a lot, but haircuts are easy at Great Clips. Download the app today.
Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Our bats are back, and the ballpark is rocking like 2001. Hey, it's Dr. Ryan Stern of the Stern Sinus Center. Rhine Air is a simple, non-invasive procedure that significantly reduces your postnasal drip and stuffiness. We're proud this year the Stern Sinus Center was just named a nationwide center of excellence. We offer a solution that will save you time, money, and frustration. Schedule your appointment in Auburn or Federal Way or go to sternsinus.com. That's sternsinus.com.
When your outside matches how you feel on the inside, that's kindness. And so I think that is the one thing that the Lee Johnson Auto family encourages us, is to be like really authentic and really be intentional in how we treat our customers and how we treat each other.
To have a good company, have a good culture, have a good crew that takes care of your customer base, you have to take care of your crew. You can't have miserable people and expect them to give a customer a good experience.
Walking in here, meeting some of the employees already before I was even hired on, welcoming me in, gave me a good indication what this company was all about. So if I were to make an hour and a half drive here and to have fun here for 8 to 9 hours a day versus if it's the other way around, then I'll take it.
It's not a script. It's a belief. The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
What I need to know coming your way in 15. Get your questions in now. 866-979-3776. Let's get to the Mariners. The good news is that the team is back tied into first place with the Astros. I guess, I don't want to say bad news, but if we are to nitpick and look at the team and maybe a question that we still have, we've all kind of settled on the bullpen as being our primary question. So here's the plus. 1, Logan Gilbert's going to go tonight. We've talked about how important starting pitching is going to be. 2, in theory, you kind of have an answer for how you can help your bullpen already on the roster, and it's by your starting rotation.
I think the answer to the bullpen not being a concern is just the starting pitching becoming back to like super duper elite. And I mean that because then you just have fewer spots where you're taxing guys. This is both true in the regular season and in the postseason, where you're just shortening the games and you're making sure. I know you talk about shortening the games if you have a super bullpen. Oh, you only need your starter to go 5. No, if you're starting to get 6 and 7 from your starters, it's just fewer outs to worry about. You're keeping your relievers more fresh, and that includes even that second level of guys who we've seen have success, but then also when they're overexposed, struggle a little bit.
Okay, so again, the good news, in theory, the answer's already on your roster. You just need Logan to be able to go through 6+.
That's what we try to do. That's why you go back to that, JP, 17 pitch at bat. What that does is JP ended up, striking out or being out or whatever. You stress that pitcher out. Right, you've added just years to that pitcher's life. Not really, but you've added to that game. For that game, you've added years to his life, and you're looking at the bullpen a bit early, and that's what lineups try to do and want to do. Right, is get that pitch count as high as you can, as quickly as you can, so they can get into that bullpen. Because those guys are in the bullpen for a reason. They're not starter material. There are some great relievers out there. Let's not get it twisted. We got a couple of them ourselves. But, yes, that's the goal. You got to go deep into the game. That's why Wu has been so remarkable this year, because every game you can count him going 6 or 7 innings into the game. What does that do? Allows your bullpen to rest and to be fresh, and you need Brash and Munoz to be exactly that. So, yes, rule number 1, make that starter just throw a whole bunch of pitches. But for the Mariners as well, it's not throw a bunch of pitchers. It's just get through these innings so we can save your arm and get to that bullpen.
And again, it's pretty cool to be having a conversation wherein you're saying, well, this is a problem if you want to go win a World Series. Like, that means it's kind of a good problem to have. You're in a good spot, right? You're talking about a team that's really, really hot, a team that's playing really good baseball, a team with playoff aspirations, with deep playoff aspirations, and you're talking about how you actually get there and win it all. Those are we're not having a conversation about, like, how can you scrape by and find a way to win. We're having a conversation about how can you play through September into October. Right. How can you play through October? That's the conversation we're having about the Mariners. And yeah, it is centering on pitching. We didn't think we'd be talking about how pitching is a question mark this time last year. However, there are still ways where this can turn around. Jeff Passan earlier this morning.
I always thought that when the Mariners got good, like good, that this was going to be based around its pitching, and the pitching is still there. We've seen strikeout George Kirby, and we've seen Walter Logan Gilbert. Brian Wu's just been a god all year long. Luis Castillo, keep the ball in the park. But aside from that, he's been his steady self. And Bryce Miller's going to be back soon. I don't know what role it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to start off. And I imagine he's going to start off back in the rotation and build up a little bit. But the idea that they could eventually deploy him in the bullpen alongside Munoz and Brash and Spire and Ferguson, you need, if you go into a postseason, you want at least 5 relievers that you can rely on.
Absolutely. And again, X factor for the season could be Miller coming back, who was maybe their strongest pitcher in the second half of last year. I'm not saying he's going to be that way coming back, but I am saying you're getting reinforcements that you wouldn't otherwise post-trade deadline in September get.
Yeah, you're getting something that's been proven. Now, this is athletics. Bodies change, situations change. Obviously, there's injuries or whatnot, but you feel a bit more confident with him being able to provide a service for you. And I think that's a plus. You can say the same thing with Robles at that time, but or at this time. But honestly, there's no immediate need for Robles. But there is an immediate need for a Miller type because it gives you just that reinforcement and more options, man, and quality options. You got a bunch of options in that bullpen, but you want quality options. And I think that's what Bryce Miller does. And hopefully whatever he was going through, I think it was physical and it could have turned mental as well. As an athlete, when your body is not performing the way that you're used to it performing, you start to tweak some things or try different things, and mentally you don't believe in what you're doing. So I'm hoping that Miller comes back and he is just in a beautiful place and he's throwing the gas that we're used to seeing.
Yep. Again, Jordan's answer for, hey, what do you do about a bullpen that doesn't have as many answers as you thought they would? His answer to that is, well, your starters can go deeper in games. That your best bet is that your starting pitching look more like it did last year. And that's the only way that you can really power through that. Outside of your offense just raking, I guess, but you need your starting pitching kind of to balance it out. So again, the cool news is that we're going to get a look at someone who's going to be monumentally important to that. Logan Gilbert is getting the start tonight against the Orioles. Curtis, we've been talking kind of all season long about, hey, what's going on with Logan? It's not that he's like bad. It's just he's not quite as elite as he was last year. Obviously was dealing with an injury. Why do you think he hasn't been going as deep into games?
I think, to me, it's the strikeouts. That's been the one stark contrast in his 2025 numbers compared to in seasons prior. His career strikeouts per 9 innings, 9.5. This season, it's all the way up to 12.7, which is great. Yeah, more strikeouts. Cool. That's awesome. But when you're striking out more guys than you normally are, your pitch count's going up. It takes 3 pitches at least to get a strikeout. So you're seeing longer at-bats, maybe not putting guys away as quickly as he had been, not as efficient. I mean, he led baseball in innings pitched a year ago. This year, in 16 starts, which is half the number of what he did a year ago, 33 starts, only has 83 innings pitched. So you double that, that's what, 166 innings, so about 40 innings short of his total from a year ago. To me, I think he just has kind of fallen in love with the strikeout, and that has eaten into his innings total.
I have a real question, though. Wouldn't you, if you were a pitching staff, this is stuff Woodworth, this is stuff all these guys know, Cal knows, everyone knows this, don't you kind of say, hey, we want to sacrifice getting more strikeouts in order to try to go deeper into games? Is that a pitcher having just influence over that?
I think he holds the most control of anybody out on the field because he's the one with the ball to start every at-bat, and I think it's an effective way, sure. Like, you look really dominant when you're racking up 9, 10, 11, 12 strikeouts a game, but I think this Mariners pitching staff, especially the bullpen, would probably prefer him go 6, 7 innings. Because, he still has just the 2 quality starts this year? That's insane to think about with Logan Gilbert. And it's not to say that he's a bad pitcher. His ERA is still just 3.35, but the fact that he has only had 2 starts this season of at least 6 innings and less than, 2 runs, I mean, that is so crazy compared to what he has been throughout his career.
Good news, I guess, is George Kirby coming off 4 consecutive quality starts. Bump, what's your optimism level that the starting pitching can take another step forward to help balance out an otherwise thin or kind of questionable bullpen?
1 through 10, I'm going 7.5 right now.
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
That feels like a passing grade.
It's a C+. It's a C+. But I think they'll tell us themselves. They'll just show us. and then we'll have an idea of what exactly is needed for this team. Like where do the good performances have to come from for this team? Are you leaning on the bats? Are you leaning on the arms? Does the bullpen need to step up? There's a reason why when you look at these splits, they got 7-day split, 15-day split, 30-day split, home, away, nighttime, dark time.
Dark time, night. Wait, hang on.
Daytime, nighttime.
You said dark time.
Hang on a minute. Hang on, Matt.
You said dark
know what you
time.
need to do? I think you said nighttime, dark time.
I did. I'm going to start clipping all your stuff.
What stuff? I've never said anything wrong in my entire life.
You know what I do?
No.
I tell you during the commercial break. For now on,
What?
it's on and popping.
Nighttime,
It is on and popping.
Nighttime
and
dark time.
Nighttime and dark.
time.
I like dark time as a phrase for like.
It is. It's like when I'm talking to my kids. It's dark time, guys.
When I'm looking at the Mariners splits, you should just start asking, so how are you guys in dark time?
Dark time.
In dark time, the Mariners are, I should look up their...
Like when we're feeling depressed? No.
No, in dark time.
When
When
it's
the sun's
dark
down,
outside.
it's dark out, it's dark time.
That's how you talk to Little Leaguers, in the Little League World
Dark
Series.
time.
You guys have a dark time game.
Oh, dark time. Nighttime, dark time.
Nighttime, dark time.
Oh, we're sorry,
Hey,
Bob.
just know,
No, but
nothing
you know what it
do
is?
from here on will
Do
ever,
what?
I will
Do
never let anything slide. You say a name wrong. You say the wrong city. You breathe too hard. You gargle or snort or something. I'm on your head. Just know what you have done, Stacy. Know what you have done.
Okay. Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776.
It's the Mariners' push to the playoffs, and it's only on Seattle Sports.
Swung on. That's crushed. Left field. It's on its way. It's into the bullpen. Number 44 for Cal Raleigh.
Up next, Game 2 against the O's in Baltimore.
Pregame at 2:30. First pitch at 3:35.
Strike three and the ball game is over.
On Seattle Sports, on 710 and the Seattle Sports app, the home of the Mariners.
Everyone wants to get the best deal they can when they buy a car, but what about when you want to sell your car? Of course, you want to get the most money possible, but how do you get the most you can without trying to sell it yourself? Well, that's where my friends at Wayscar Ford and Auburn step in. Not only will they buy your car today, but that's just the beginning. Once they resell your old car, they send you another check for 50% of the profit of the sale of your old car. Seriously, they've already given back over $800,000 to customers. It's such a great offer, and I know exactly what you're thinking right now. But how are they able to do it? It's not a consignment because you get paid for your car right away. Wayscar Ford pays you right up front. They buy your car for fair market value. No more insurance, no more maintenance, no more storage. Then they pay you half the profit when they resell your car. Get the most money possible for your old car at Wayscar Ford Isuzu in Auburn and let them do the work. WayscarFord.com.
Matt Coker here from West Coast Men's Health. Guys, Viagra is not the answer for your problem. I know you think it is, but Viagra has horrible side effects, and for most men, the longer you're on it, the less it works. Viagra is not a curative medication. It's not fixing your problem. It's a Band-Aid for a shark bite. Acoustic wave therapy is the newest technology that can correct your problem, not just treat it. We can do something that no pill can do. We can restore your blood flow naturally. Get off Viagra today. Change your life like the thousands of men who already have, regardless of your age or your medical history. If you're tired of dealing with Peyronie's disease or erectile dysfunction, then call West Coast Men's Health today.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that, and third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This summer, make sure your roof is ready for the season ahead with a company you can trust, like 3 Tree Roofing. We're not just your roofers, we're your neighbors, and we're here to help you protect your home this season. Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free on-site estimate and get your roof replaced before the summer rush and potential material price increases. Our certified technicians make your roof replacement easy and worry-free, so you can focus on the important things this summer. Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free, no-pressure estimate. 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
The Bump and Stacy Show is powered in part each day by the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com.
Hey, it's Dr. Coogan from Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. We've been fortunate to work with over 4,000 local people and help them hit some pretty amazing weight loss goals. I'm joined by 2 of them right now, Mike Salk and Ryan Rowland Smith. Mike, you were able to lose about 1 pound per day for over a month, 35 pounds in total.
Well, as much as I'd love to take all the credit, really, I was just following the plan. Eastside Weight Loss Clinic made it super easy, and there really was no part I struggled with. I was eating delicious, fresh food, all while losing weight. The accountability from your team was great. It just helped me keep the focus. I felt catered to the entire way, and I think Ryan really had a similar experience.
No doubt about it. I just finished up the program, and I can't believe how well it worked. I wish I would have started sooner. Talk about motivation. So, thanks for the recommendation.
No surgery, no exercise, no packaged meals, no drugs or injections. Just delicious food and a plan that works. Schedule a free 15-minute consultation today at eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary. If you want that summer body you've always dreamed of, then this message is for you, ladies, and you men, too. Get rid of extra stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin around the waistline, chin, and under the upper arms with ProSculpt, the new one-day instant permanent fat removal and skin tightening treatment. Maybe you've tried the lasers, fat freezing methods, even those new pills, but without the desired results. ProSculpt is different. It's minimally invasive, performed while fully awake, gentle, yet powerful. Designed to target the waistline, chin, neck, arms, and thighs, ProSculpt uses FDA-cleared plasma technology to deliver immediate, permanent fat-reducing and skin-tightening results, all in just one visit. If you want that summer body this summer, then you must act now. Go to ProSculpt.com today to schedule your free consultation. Get $250 off. For instant, permanent fat reduction and skin tightening, visit ProSculpt.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
It's What I Need to Know. Get your questions in 866-979-3776. Text those now. First question, what I need to know. What does Bump think are the 2 most important things an NFL team needs to be an explosive offense? And how would he blend that into one word?
They need to be explosive.
To be an explosive offense.
To be an explosive offense, you need discipline because you got to be able to run your stuff right. And you need the ability, and you need big plays. Discipline and you need big plays. I don't know how you blend those 2.
Discipline. So you need big play ability.
Mm-hmm.
Discipline. Okay, so you need discipline, I like, is one of them.
Yeah.
To like stick with something, to get big plays.
Discipline, no, hear about this. Discipline and
Opportunities.
personnel. Discipline, because you need the personnel to be explosive.
Discipline and personnel. Disciplinel.
Disciplinel.
Okay.
You need disciplinel.
Okay. 866-979-3776. Hey, man, nighttime, dark time, as long as they get the W, I'll be totally gratified.
I'm saying, I'm on a roll this week. Don't forget, Stacy. Don't you ever forget.
Forget what?
That I'm coming for you.
What I need to know. Bump, I'm golfing Snoqualmie Ridge on Monday for the first time.
How are you?
Please give me some quick knowledge.
I'm golfing there tomorrow, hopefully, if weather permits. I don't have to show up here. Here's the thing. Snoqualmie, you're going to have great views. Some of the greatest views you've seen in Western Washington when you golf. Just play the yardage, man. Don't go for the hero shot. There's a couple par 5s you can get aggressive. Just try to hit the middle of the fairway. Easier said than done. Use your rangefinder. Use your GPS app. And just don't go for the hero shot. First time there, play your number.
I was going to say have fun. Have fun with your friends. What I need to know, Stacy, what's the best soup to pair with crushed up, rolled up saltine crackers? Tomato. Tomato is the best soup.
Sure.
Yeah. 866-979-3776. What percentage do you give the Mariners to re-sign Josh Naylor?
35%.
We know he's going to want to test free agency 1,000%. So it's already down from a sure thing.
Somebody's going to offer him some money.
I think the way that you can end a season can also really change things. You no longer have like an immediate answer at first base. So there's incentive for you to keep him. And if you end on a really high note for your season, especially if, I don't know, you keep Geno, I don't know.
35% right now.
I'm not feeling super optimistic, but I think that it's very subject to change because this season feels like it could really be something special. 866-979-3776. Would you rather have the Astros be eliminated from the playoffs with 10 games to go or in the very last game?
10 games to go.
Yeah,
I want to relax, I want to chill, and I want to talk crap.
Yeah, you can set up your rotation that way.
What's the fascination with people that are in line waiting to order food on their speakerphone, having a conversation? When it's their turn to order, they continue the conversation.
I hate that.
Does that happen to you? That's never happened to me.
Someone speak on speakerphone talking, and it's their time to order? Yeah, it's happened to me before.
It's bold to talk on speakerphone in public.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing.
Like, what? Why? You could just as easily just hold your phone, you have Bluetooth, have your headphones, have your phone up to your face.
Yeah,
why speakerphone in public?
I don't know.
That's wild. That's a wild choice.
Someone's faking the funk. Yeah, close. $1 million. Send it this way right now. Faking the funk.
Let's see. This one says they're at Palouse Ridge. Should they skip work and play it?
Yes.
Have a tea time this Saturday at Palouse Ridge. Should I skip work and play it?
Yes, you should. One of the courses you have to play here in Washington. You'll love it.
Someone said, does Mitch come off the contract? Do the Mitch's contract come off this season?
Yes.
Garver's set to be a free agent.
Yeah, you're paying Haniger right now, but after this year, both guys.
Where is Haniger?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Chilling somewhere?
Yeah,
yeah.
Only God knows. I hope he's doing okay. I'm sure he's great. But not here in Seattle. 866-979-3776. What I need to know. What's the best Italian dish? You got a lot of choices. The answer...
Lasagna.
Does it count if I say pizza? Do Italians count that as dishes?
Yeah, I think they do.
Right? It's like the most famous, but also one that I think some people who are purists are like, well, pizza's a bit different.
No. Real G's move in silence like...
Pizza.
Lasagna.
Let's see. 866-979-3776. What does your ideal Mariners bench look like in a potential postseason, assuming Robles and Rayleigh are available?
Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, Pete Alonso.
On the bench?
On their respective benches for their teams?
I don't know. Curtis, you got this one.
I mean, that kind of
one
answers
where
it.
Dylan Moore's not taking big at bats.
I was going to say, it kind of answers. Do you think that they would keep, I know people are always like, why do you keep Dylan? Why is Dylan here? Why is Dylan here? Not only do they really like him, but he does have defensive flexibility. Do you think that ends up keeping him? Exactly. It's like he can play any position for you.
Yeah.
But
that's the only reason I could see him
continuing
continuing on the roster once Rayleigh and Robles are back. I think Rayleigh probably splits time with Canzone and Naylor. He's kind of a DH first base right fielder, so there's value there. And plus, he's a guy that can hit a ball very far at any given time, so that's got a lot of value in the playoffs. I mean, maybe Mastrobuoni is the odd man out in this situation, but yeah, I think Dylan Moore's defensive flexibility is kind of the reason why he's still up there.
What I need to know, will Gilbert go 6 or more today?
Yes, easily. 82 pitches.
82 to
Shutting
get through.
It down.
Okay.
Shutting it down.
Sure. This is not an exceptional offense. Henderson's kind of the only one doing anything. They have lots of potential. They're a really confusing team.
Have lots of potential.
They do. They're a really confusing team. Like, they were not a team I think many people saw being nearly as bad as they are this year. They were a team that had pitching questions entering the offseason, and then people were like, wait, what's happening?
If you watched a little bit of baseball last year, you
very
didn't expect that.
Yeah, I'll say so. What's the best flavor of classic popsicle? So you've got what? Grape, cherry,
cherry all
orange?
day. Easy cherry.
Does anyone?
It's great.
Yeah. Does anyone think it's orange? No one likes orange.
I like orange.
Orange is fine. It's there. It's
Orange Gatorade is my favorite.
Yeah, you've made your case for that before. I think I just kind of let it.
You guys
sit
like
there.
that? What's that red dye that's causing cancer and stuff?
Oh, red dye is great. It's great.
As I like
Fantastic.
cherry popsicles, I'll just get my red dye somewhere else.
I just ignore. I compartmentalize things that are like I'll try to eat healthy, and then I'll be like, that would be 5 Diet Cokes for me, please. Don't want to think about it.
I know, that's weird. You be on some healthy, but
not healthy.
But not.
I know. Let's see. 866-979-3776. Joe in Bellevue says it's the worst when someone FaceTimes you in the bathroom. Who's FaceTiming you from the bathroom?
I do it all the time.
What?
Yeah.
You just FaceTime your friends?
Not my friends. Like my mom, significant other.
Renee's not your friend?
No, she's my mom.
Okay.
She tell me all the time, I'm not your friend. I'm your mom.
Fair. Very fair.
Gotcha.
Wyman and Bob coming your way next.
Some people don't enjoy because you want that instant gratification. I understand that.
Carbonate, Miracle Round, nighttime, dark time.
Wyman and Bob, afternoons 2 to 7.
Josh Naylor's hit the ground running. The defense has been something I did not even think about. If it's possible, I would be knocking on the door, calling the phone, sending the emails with his agent. And I think if they are able to go on a deep run in the postseason, that could go a long way into selling Seattle to him if it needs to be sold.
Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton, afternoons 2 to 7 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker. Summer is here, and Washington Energy's BOGO 40% off sale is on now. Update and enhance your home with beautiful new windows and doors, expertly installed by Washington Energy Services. Save today with one of our best deals of the year. Buy one energy-efficient window, get the second at 40% off. And BOGO 40% off all entry, patio, and interior doors right now. From traditional to modern home updates, and with over 65 years of award-winning installations, Washington Energy is the clear choice. Call today for a free estimate.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
IRG Physical and Hand Therapy doesn't just treat injuries, they elevate athletes. From weekend warriors to elite competitors, IRG Sports Institute clinics are built for performance, blending top-tier physical therapy with advanced sports science and personalized training plans. Hey, Brock Hewitt here with Shannon O'Kelly, physical therapist and owner of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Why? Why elevate athletes as well?
Because here at IRG, Brock, our motto is we want you to be your best self, your best physical self, your best mental self, and your best community self. At our new IRG Fremont Sports Institute, we're providing that type of care. We've got the latest equipment, the greatest techniques, the providers there that are excited to get you better, basically bigger, faster, stronger. Doesn't matter if you're a weekend warrior, a recreational athlete, an elite athlete, we will make you to be your best.
You'll work with specialists who understand the grind because they've been there. With access to cutting-edge equipment and recovery techniques, you won't just heal, you'll come back stronger. Visit IRGPT.com, IRGPT.com.
Summer is the time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your abs or tan. Guys, I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your very own hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. They are the team that addressed my hair loss, and I recommend them to everyone. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. Advanced Hair's summer sales event is on for a limited time. time. So get the details and schedule your free consultation today. 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With advanced hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and make the call now while their summer savings event is still on. That's 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
With Progressive, you can reach customer service in the way that's easiest for you, by phone, app, or online. We know it would be great if we just magically appeared, but that's more of a genie thing, and we do insurance. But with us, you'd be like, well, it wasn't a genie, but it was great customer service, so that's nice. And sure, you probably would still like the whole 3 wishes thing, so if you meet a genie, you should definitely ask. But when you need us, contact Progressive by phone, app, or online. Just no genies. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that. And third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com.